Hello and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for April 2nd. I'm just retweeting this here. Thank you if you are joining us. Whoops. Tonight we have two episodes, sorry about that, of Daredevil, the second and the third one, since they aired not aired two, but premiered two on Disney.
It's a very weird way of doing it, I'm just going to say.
It is, because from what I can tell, they're only doing it that one time, which is really bizarre. It's not like every week or, just the first week. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
Or at the beginning or at the end, like a lot of shows do.
Yes, no, I totally agree with you. It's very bizarre. But everybody, if you haven't, please subscribe to SciFi Vision. It's always appreciated. We have memberships as well. Like the video, hype it if you can. And then don't forget that Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. interview coming up with James Paxton. That will be, Tuesday. He plays the young John Garrett. And then, of course, Tuesday at 10, we have our normal Fandom Access show. But please make sure you join us for that. But for now, we have Daredevil. Jenn should be along momentarily, hopefully. So while we're waiting, what did you think, Scarlet, of the two episodes, since we saw two?
I don't know. I like certain things from it. I kind of like. I really dig those little anonymous looking Mr. Robot films that they have within these episodes.
Yeah.
And I really like the fight scenes. I think the fight scenes are done really well, and I'm not a fan of fight scenes, so.
Yeah, there's been some really great choreography in these last few with them fighting, but I think that the second episode was a lot more exciting, and it had some really great, I think, fight scenes especially. But I definitely think would you agree that this, or maybe you disagree? I don't know. Did you like the second one better than the first one? How did you feel comparatively?
I think I liked them both the same. I mean, I don't know why they ran them together, because usually when shows run two episodes together, there's some kind of link.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what that really was.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. But I don't know. I thought the first one was okay. I thought the second one was pretty good, but it was mostly the whole fight and the way it wrapped up and everything. Mm-hmm. Hey, Kelly, welcome.
What did you just say? The first one was too slow, or the slower?
Kimberly. I do think the first one was slower. I don't think it was bad. It just, I feel like the second one moved a little better overall. So I enjoyed it more anyway. Because I remember when we watched them during the watch party the first night, I really enjoyed the second one. Tonight I'm sleepy, so tonight is not a good judge. But I did really like it. Also, guys, I put the link for our Discord in the chat. If you're not a member, please make sure you join so you can see our schedule and all our watch parties. And we're still going to be finishing off the last specific episodes of season 3 they told us to watch. We haven't done season 3 yet. We gotta get to that. We had a little lapse there. We were doing pretty good. Make sure you join our Discord. All right, well, I guess we will just wait. Hopefully Jenn's awake. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, but hopefully she'll be along in a few minutes, but we can start talking about it, I guess, while we're waiting. So we see that Cherry is okay. I kind of feel like the way they ended it, I didn't expect him not to be, because I feel like if he wasn't, they would have maybe revealed that last time. But I think it was you that said in the chat that you liked the way that he was looking down. Was that you that said that? Or no?
Yeah, I did say that.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I'm like, who said that? No, I do too. I like how they have him kind of on the roof. I mean, they have him doing that a lot, like watching from the rooftops. But
he's not watching. He's listening. That's the thing.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm saying watching. He's listening from the rooftops. You are correct.
Yeah.
But listening to them take him away. And they take him to the hospital, and they have a bunch of cops, on guard duty, watching him. But that doesn't end up enough. So they do move him later, but at least at the beginning, hey B, welcome. But at least at the beginning, they take him to the hospital.
I also realized that Cherry's the color of red.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying
more
to
red
group them now because they had the whole red, white, and blue thing going. I'm like wondering if other characters have names that are blue or white. White Tagga.
There's a lot of stuff to do with red in this show, but this episode particular has some red and some blue, which I do want to talk about when we get to it with the rose and everything. That's later on in the episode because I have some thoughts. But yeah, we'll wait till we get to that point.
I do
But
like the artistic choices.
what? I'm sorry.
I do like the artistic choices.
Yeah, I do. I was kind of surprised that there was anything that seemed sort of, I don't know, symbolic in this kind of show, but it's all good. I like it. I like it a lot. So we have Bullseye here, Poindexter, going into the church looking for the nun. I don't know if that was anybody in particular or it's just because he's looking for Matt. If like they mentioned her by name, but I'm not sure if it's somebody that I missed from before or not.
So, yeah, it's
hey,
his mom,
assuming
right?
that's Gabby, but hi, Gabba, Alexis. Sorry, what?
His mom, right? Matt's mom, right?
Oh, it is. I don't get that reference then because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I thought Matt's mom was a nun.
Oh, maybe. Again, that's kind of the stuff that I don't necessarily know the details of a lot of the comic book stuff and like the backstory. Yeah, I don't know, but he might have been saying that. But either way, he's after Matt. But I kind of wondered, like, is he just going to the church, like, because of that? Because it didn't seem like he killed the person at the church. I mean, they didn't really show, so I have to assume it was just him coming in and that was about it. So yeah, I don't know. But he goes in looking for him. Hold on. Whoops. All right, so here he is here. At least we get to see him a bit without because later when we see him, he's got his mask on. I assume that he's going to be in the story more. Why is my StreamYard's being all really weird, isn't it? I assume that we're going to see him more as the season goes on and that he's going to start working with Matt. Matt will, I'm assuming, be reluctant to that. But I mean, why set it up if they're not going to work together, right? I feel like it's kind of a positive and a negative for Matt and Karen because he is getting rid of the opposition that they need him to get rid of when they get in the way. But at the same time, they even, mentioned that Matt will get, or Daredevil will get blamed for a lot of it. Because Fisk gets pissed off. And if I go a little bit faster, it's just because I know we have 2 episodes to go through too. So I'm trying to go a little bit faster, but you can interrupt me if I say something that you want to comment on. All right. So Fisk is boxing because he's going to be doing a charity match. Not that they really go into that other than
that was kind of weird.
It was just there's like 2 mentions. Him practicing, and then there's like a poster. But I don't know. The only
is it called like the bitchin' in the kitchen or something?
Oh, is it that? I didn't notice.
Something like that. It's like
That's funny. No, I just
thought thing on the poster because of Hell's Kitchen. But anybody in the chat knows it because I didn't look at it close enough and I don't remember.
That's funny though. I like that if that's the title, Bitchin' in the Kitchen. No, I just saw it said charity match. That was the only thing I noticed. But I think the whole point, at least in this part of it, them talking about it is really just to show that he got so pissed about Bullseye that he smashed the guy into the mirror because he doesn't care about anybody else's welfare. That's for sure.
Very artistic, the blood on the glass.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool. I mean, it's only like a fraction of a second, but yeah, it looks kind of cool. So Karen and Matt are still trying to find the first mate of the ship of the North Star before the Vigilante Task Force can. So that's kind of a lot of their scenes in between them is them talking about, what they need to do. And they're right now trying to find him still. And then we find out that it's not going as well as they'd hoped because obviously she was this woman that owned the restaurant was trying to protect that guy. But she's been arrested I don't think at this point they say where he is or anything. I don't think. Not that I noticed. Either that or I'm forgetting. But um, they arrest her since she's been hiding people from the task force. Um, so that stinks. The thing is, they're at the point where, like, look, I understand when he has, made martial law and they're saying that like a lot of stuff is terrorism because then um when that happens, they're using that as an excuse to take away people's rights.
Mhm.
But I sometimes feel like with the show, the fact that they just do anything they want and that nobody tries to stop them, that sometimes annoys me a bit.
Yeah.
And it's a TV show, it's Marvel. I don't expect it to be, super making sense everywhere. But yeah, that kind of irritates me because it's like, I don't know. I just feel like some of the stuff they do, just randomly arresting people, that
Mhm.
there would be some kind of fallout.
Protesters. Protesters.
Yeah,
I mean, you have people spray painting stuff on things, but that's just like a visual and
that's
not people.
yeah, but that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not so sure about that, and that's why I do like in this episode. It's either in this episode or the next episode. Whenever they arrest the kids from the bodega, I did like that they finally had like people with their cell phones, taking video.
Yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
so that there's at least probably people complaining finally. I don't know how much they can do, but I like that at least the public is starting to figure that out. But yeah, they arrest her along with a lot of people that get arrested in this episode. All right. So Buck here is trying to, I'm going to, why I'm talking to you, I'm going to turn my, or actually, why don't you do it? Because you can do it. You're not on camera. Have you talked to Jen? I was going to say maybe you should messenger and see if everything's okay, if she's on her way or.
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, because I know she's having a lot of stuff she's dealing with right now. So it's possible that she could be dealing with that instead of coming. So I want to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buck is telling Fisk that, the way to get Daredevil, get Matt, would be to tell people, yes, they are moving like ice. You're right. But like Scarlet said, at least in real life, hopefully there's people out protesting, causing a ruckus, that it wouldn't ever get to this point, I guess. And yes, sometimes I guess things like this are happening, which is awful. But in our society, people are aware, people are talking about it, I guess is my point. And like on the
That
show,
doesn't mean it's still not going to happen.
no, I'm
It's just
saying
people
it
are
doesn't mean that,
protesting.
yeah, but I mean, like you hear about it. Like on this show, it seems like they just sneak everybody
Oh,
away
they
in
cover it up. They make people
the dark
disappear.
night.
Is kind of
Yes,
like the
everybody
thing.
disappears into a black hole, and we never
Yeah.
see from them again. And
Yeah.
hopefully, that isn't happening in real life quite the same. But I know there's a
Well,
lot.
sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Which obviously, I think this show is kind of, talking about bringing light to, and I understand. I know AJ always says the thing is a lot of this is from the comic book, so it wasn't necessarily written now for what's going on. But
Well,
I
you can
think
apply
also,
it. You can apply it
yeah,
to.
you can. But I was going to say I think that shows, which is kind of bad, that like, our government a lot of times keeps making the same type of mistakes again. That this was probably something that was they were discussing back then, type of thing. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah,
still
I
a
mean,
lot.
when people first started making comics, it was really about World War II and not to
Yeah,
make the same mistakes. And
yeah.
look at us making the same mistakes. Interesting.
Yeah. It's always very timely with that stuff. But yeah, some of it was like not specifically written for that, but it does definitely ring a kind of put a light on that right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I was saying, Buck is trying to tell Fisk that in order to get Daredevil, that he should tell everybody that he's Matt. But Fisk, sorry, what?
I said that's interesting because they're changing it. It's kind of like they're two separate entities now.
Yeah, because the majority of the people don't know it.
Mhm.
But and I have a hard time keeping track of who knows it and who doesn't. But Buck knows it. Excuse me. But Fisk instead, which I actually really like this part because I thought this was really smart. Fisk is like saying, no, he's a blind guy that saved my life. Yeah. Everybody knows it. We can't paint him as the villain. Like we can paint Daredevil as a villain, but not Matt. Yeah. So his idea is
just make sure they don't reveal Daredevil's identity, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. If he gets revealed anyway, he's kind of gonna get mixed. It's not gonna work. But yeah, he instead does the opposite. He's like, let's tell everybody, remind them what a hero Matt is, and oh my God, Matt's in trouble. We need to save Matt. So that way, and they even mentioned this later. Karen and Matt are talking about it. That by doing that, he has the people that are against vigilantes looking for Daredevil, and he has the people that are for vigilantes, or at least for Matt, doesn't matter. But even the people that aren't against vigilantes are looking for Matt. So basically everybody's looking for Matt, and as one or the other.
Or the vigilantes might have done something to Matt.
Yeah.
Daredevil might have done something to Matt, which is weird.
Yeah. So you got the people for the vigilantes and the people against me. Either way, everybody's looking for Matt. It isn't good for him, but I like that idea. I think that was really smart, and I like that he did that. And I feel like there was something here that I had written down in my original notes, but then I got better notes, and I don't know what happened to the original thing I had written. There was something about that scene. It was something he said, the way he phrased something. I liked it, but I honestly don't remember what it was. But they're kind of looking at him like he's nuts when he's doing this. But I think it was really smart. I really do.
Yeah.
And they're all 555 Murdoch, a number that doesn't exist, so we can't try calling it. But having seen this man, that's like the way they got the poster.
Yeah, apparently the websites and stuff in the show don't work if you go on.
Yeah, they need to make more what do you call it? Extra.
Yeah.
Not extracurricular, but extra content.
Yeah, Easter eggs and stuff for the fans.
Yeah, it's nice when they actually work. Hi, Pixie. Welcome. But either way, they're incognito, and they now have to not only worry. I mean, not that they weren't worried before about people finding Daredevil, but now they're worried about people finding Matt or Karen. So they're,
you would think they'd disguise him, like shave off his facial hair or make him look a little different.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wig. Give him a hoodie, like wiggy here.
Yeah, well, in this show, a hoodie. Hey, to be fair, if Superman can hide with glasses, I think Matt can hide with a hoodie, right?
Yeah, I don't know who you are. It takes down the hoodie. Oh my God, it's Daredevil.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the
Just
thing.
A wig, a really one of her wigs.
Yeah, yes, yeah, that would be so funny. I'd love to see that. I mean, look, at least he normally, when he's Daredevil, has a mask. But yeah, they can hide his Matt identity with a hoodie. Was my point. And because I complained about Superman, I can buy that. I'll go with it. I'll allow it. So here is, I think this is Daniel. Yeah, Daniel's tablet. And Sheila's there, and they're watching the, like you said, the videos that are kind of the propaganda against the propaganda, I should say. The propaganda videos against the government propaganda.
The Mr. Robot videos?
Yeah, the Mr. Robot videos.
You ever watched Mr. Robot?
Yes, I did. I did not finish it, unfortunately. I always intended to, and at this point I forget half of it, but I had covered it actually quite a lot. I met
It reminds me of that. I mean, it reminds me of Anonymous because I copied Anonymous, but this kind of reminds me of Mr. Robot as well.
No, yeah. No, I see what you're saying. It does kind of. And these are funny. I agree with what you said before. I think they're funny. Yeah. It took me a while, like going back over this, and I had said this in the watch party. I was a little confused because I didn't understand why they thought this footage was from his computer, because to me, it was all just parody stuff and videos that would have, which look, I still don't know that it makes 100% sense to me, because a lot of that video would have been on the news in her BB reports, and anybody could have pulled off. But I guess like the footage,
because she reported herself.
Yeah, I know. Well, which is, you wouldn't use your own footage, especially for that reason. It would be too obvious, but anybody could pull it off the the news. And I would think that would make it not seem like her.
Or you would do it someplace on another computer that isn't tied to your work computer.
Yeah. I don't know how smart she is with this. We'll see. But I guess the point is, from what I got out of it, is she shouldn't have had, or no one should have had, the footage of the ship. Although I also kind of wonder, if you're trying to stop the footage of the ship, like, why are you taking footage of the ship? Because if nobody was there to record it, why are you recording it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I missed something in that translation, but yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Fisk they're worried about him getting mad about this leak and thinking that it's somebody in the office, which it technically kind of is, because BB's, I guess, taking it from his computer. So even though she's not really in the office, it's coming from him. Which is bad on his end, because even though she's doing it, like, he's going to get in trouble for it, right? Which is why he's trying to stop her. And I think he's kind of at the point where he thinks she's doing it, can't prove it, but don't want her to get killed. So he's kind of like, if it's you, it's fine. I won't say anything. Just don't do it again. And yeah, it's not working so well, because he's going to find out. And this is where they're talking about, do we tell him? Do we not tell him? Because he's going to get pissed when he finds out. Nobody wants to be around Kingpin when he gets mad, right? I mean, look at what he did to the guy he was sparring with. He ended up bloody in the mirror. Actually, I think he ended up dead. Didn't he kill him after he punched him through the mirror? I'm not even sure. He was a bloody mess at any rate.
Probably. Sure.
All right. Yeah. There's another one of, saw they had like the graffiti later on the wall about like Fisk off or whatever it said. There's like a fist back there that says that too. I hadn't seen that stuff. Also, I want to know what's on the windowsill. Is that like one of those good luck cat things? It kind of looks like one of those little, I don't think it is, because it looks like it's got tall ears. I just was curious.
Does it look like a saluting cat? Like those white cats?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Like a rabbit? I don't know.
Yeah, because it's got longer ears, so I don't know. And I have no idea if it has meaning or anything, but maybe the person who, did the props just likes rabbits. Who knows? All right. They like the Jets. I will say that. Apparently Daniel was a fan, because he has lots of Jets stuff. I noticed as I'm going through these. But yeah, they're kind of talking about what they're going to do. And he does tell them. So this is Matt and Karen back up in the room again, talking about what they're going to do, talking about, how, like I said before, about how, what Bullseye's doing is affecting them, and, that he might get blamed for things, but they're still trying to figure out what to do. Then here we have Powell talking to Fisk, and he's worried about their security, and Fisk really isn't. To be fair, he never really seems to be, but you would think he'd be a little bit more worried after what happened, but since he almost got shot by Bullseye, but he seems to be doing okay. But they talk about, I think he basically tells Cole to take care of Cherry, I think, in this scene, because he says he'll go to
the light in the show. I like the use of the light coming through the windows a lot. Either like white light like this, or the more orange light that is on like Karen, especially Karen in another scene.
Yeah, even just in here, like they used a lot of yellow orange light in this episode. Not just this episode, I think the next one too. They did that a lot.
Because now I'm kind of associating yellow with Karen, because it was like falling on her hair, like her natural color hair, and I was like, maybe yellow is her color.
Yeah, it's given them a more warm feeling, and his is just more cold light. Although it is sunlight, but it's not.
But it's white light as opposed to warm golden light. Yeah,
exactly. Why does this guy have to be bad? He's pretty hot. I'm just saying. That's what I see every time I see him. I'm like, I like this. I don't like this guy. And I'm like, I don't want to like this guy. He's bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so thirsty. Anyway, so he meets up with this guy who, I have his name here. I'll be honest, I remember him like very vaguely, but I don't remember what he was in the show. And this is where me not having a lot of
Mhm.
Marvel knowledge or having seen all of some of the Daredevil stuff, like I just don't know. But his name's Cole North. He for some reason had left the task force that I don't know, but he wants to join back up. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, and in the chat, you guys, if you know who he is, maybe you can remind me. I feel like he wasn't as bad as a lot of them, but I don't know why I feel like that. He did say later he's just doing his job when he's taking Duffy and Kirsten in to see Swordsman, but I don't know. Either way, he wants to. Oh, he was in. Okay, I'm reading this that I got. Okay, he was in the attack on Matt when they went after Matt in his apartment and blew it up.
Yeah.
I guess he was part of that. Okay, couldn't remember exactly who he was, but he was from that. All right, so he wants to help again. So now we have the vigilante task force there is coming to the hospital trying to kill Cherry. And I really like this scene a lot because this shows like finally something at least isn't going their way and that they can't control everything. And all these cops are in his room like, yeah, you can't come in. And they threaten him and tell him to get out. And they're like, no. They're like, hey, go get, I don't know. He makes a joke about pizza or something. I forget what he says, but yeah, they're like, well, we know more cops. They're coming. We'll just bring more people in here. You're not getting at them. Which, look, I find it kind of interesting because they never, like, I guess they probably would have killed Cherry, right? But they hadn't gotten that far because he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But now they're like adamant they've got to kill him, even though we really don't know what would have happened. I mean, I guess they probably would have killed him, but now they're like, now we got to get him, you know? And it's a little too late, but I do like all the cops there protecting him. And I think this is pretty funny too. I mean, funny in a,
that's a good shot.
Marvel.
I like this shot too.
I do too, but I think I'm saying funny. I mean, funny in like this is an exciting Marvel way. Not that I really want, people to be.
I don't know when the elevator doors keep like opening and closing. That's kind of a classic bit.
Yeah, it is. You're right. But
it's dark, but it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. But Bullseye's come down. They look like they have bullet wounds, but apparently he stabbed him in the head because he's got a knife there. So yeah, that is Poindexter. And see, I don't know the comics to know anything about, like, I didn't know who Bullseye was other than like the little bit we've gotten, from this. Although I swear, at least before when I seen him, unless I'm thinking of a different actor, I thought that actor was a lot smaller than this. I mean, I know probably the costume probably has him bulked up, but I don't know. It just seemed like a different guy to me for some reason. But obviously that is supposed to be him.
I like the use of blue that came in, like it shrouded him in blue.
And it's interesting because to me, blue does not. But I mean, I guess he is going to be probably working with the good guys because I was going to say blue to me doesn't signify like evil. Like I don't equate it with. Yeah, I don't know. There's the yellow.
I just saw blue. Blah. That character wore a blue suit.
Oh, is it blue or is it black? I assumed it was black.
I thought it was blue.
It might be. I assumed it was just the light. I didn't. Did they show it without the light? I can't remember if I don't think we've seen it.
I just saw Bullseye wore a blue outfit.
Well, that could be. Like I said, I don't know anything outside of the show, and I don't know. I assumed it was the blue light, but that actually kind of makes sense.
Well, it's blue.
It would be nice.
As well.
Yeah, but it would be nice if it had some color because, like, I miss Matt's red suit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, flake off soon enough, Jamie.
Sorry, what?
That black paint will flake off.
Yes, yeah, it would. So I meant to say when he comes back, not Pal, he's Pal. Cherry's completely gone. I don't know I guess they just use this as like we can get away and they won't know where we're at because it's like a distraction, right? And that's kind of how I took it. They used Bullseye's what he did as being a distraction to get him out of there because now they can't come after him if they don't know where he's at. All right, so Kingpin's pissed. He's not happy that it did not work out. but he is also talking to Daniel here, and he's mad about this too. The video he has, I think he found it on his own. I don't think Daniel told him, but I could be wrong. Kelly says, I think it's blue and black. It very well may be. I just assumed, like I said, I just assumed it was the light. You could be right. I'm wondering, I'm thinking why I'm here. I don't know if I can though. Oh, I don't have it too. I was going to say I could hide Jenn's camera while I'm here, but I don't have it set up for not having her. Oh, well, if people come, they'll be like, why is she not talking? They'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he has found out about the video. He threatens Daniel. I did like this scene though, in the sense of, like, I don't love, that Fisk is always on top, but I like where he's mad at him, and he's like, if you better not be protecting anybody. And then he's like, who in this building do you want to protect? And he's like, you. And he's like, right answer, or good answer, or something. But Daniel's not stupid. He is good at sucking up. I will give that to him. He tries to keep him not angry. He's doing everything for Fisk. And I feel like right now, Daniel has done nothing wrong, or at least not intentionally done anything wrong. And he's getting this mad, like this angry, like eventually it's going to come down on him. He's the one that's going to get his wrath, even if he doesn't do anything. So yeah, I agree with BB when he says he's scared of him. And it's like, he's kind of already in too deep though. So I honestly don't know what he would do at this point, but maybe go to Daredevil. I don't know. All right. So then we have Buck and Vanessa here. She wants to practice with this gun that he's helping her with.
I saw she wanted to shoot that really nice statue.
Yeah. Yeah, she's aiming at it, but she doesn't shoot it. But she's worried. Excuse me. Even if Fisk isn't worried about Bullseye, she is worried about Bullseye. He did try to kill her. And Matt, had saved her and her husband, but she knows he's still after her. And I think they also know that they can't necessarily stop him, just like they haven't been able to so far when he's been killing their people, because he is so comes in quiet, but obviously his aim is so deadly, but people don't know he's coming. So she's trying to be prepared. And then we have back the wreckage of the ship here. Karen and Matt are watching, but these idiots, they are saying that, I'm saying the idiots like that are believing it, they make it look like there was diapers there instead of weapons and stuff, in order to make it look like it's something completely that it's not. And they're like, well, people are watching right now, so we need to come back when nobody's watching. And I think this is where, I could be wrong, but I feel like this might be where she's telling Matt, sort of saying she doesn't want him to go, that it's a risk. I'm not sure if that's now or later, but it might be now. All right. And then we have, I think I skipped, I feel like I skipped something. Maybe not. I don't know. I have things in the notes are a little out of order, I guess. So do you remember exactly what this scene is? I think this is where she says something like he doesn't have an heir, but I don't remember. For whatever reason, I skipped this in my notes, and I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. But she's saying, oh, you're so great, and everything is essentially what Vanessa's doing, what Vanessa always does. But she says something
images of you in the mirror. There's so many of you.
Yeah.
So great.
No, I think she says something about like he's gotten everything that he's gone after, except he doesn't have an heir. And I think that it was something to that extent. But she's definitely trying to bolster him, as she usually does, and tell him that everything will go okay. Okay, they have gone to night there, and they're waiting to see what happens with the ship. And then we get Angela Del Toro and her aunt, or Tia, Now, Angela is the niece of White Tiger, that Matt had interacted with before. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of thought that storyline was over. I don't know that I expected it to come back around. Did you
Little
expect it to?
Tiger.
Yeah, like I liked what was it Karen said? White kitten.
White kitten, little tiger, White
Yeah,
Tiger Jr.
something. But
Little
yeah,
tiger.
I didn't expect to see anything else about White Tiger. I'm assuming White Tiger is in the comics, right? I don't know because I don't read the comics.
Yes.
Okay.
I know that.
You
I'm
know
not
that.
sorry, but I know this.
Were you surprised though to see her? I mean, I feel like I didn't see. I mean, not that it was like some big reveal or anything. I just didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. But no, she's a help, even though we don't necessarily expect. I mean, look, as soon as we saw her, I kind of figured there's going to be something with White Tiger.
Yeah.
I just didn't, I guess, expect to see her at all. But they go into the.
She's not a mutant.
She's not a mutant, no. They go into. I don't know exactly how the necklace works, but it gives her powers. But she goes. Sorry, what?
I said I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about the comic, but if that gave her like superpowers.
Well, I know that's what I was trying to remember exactly what it gave him, because it didn't make him invincible. I was thinking it made him invincible, but it doesn't clearly because that guy killed him. I feel like it gave him strength or something though. I don't. This is last season. I should remember, but if I'm totally honest, I didn't love that storyline, so I didn't pay as much attention to it as I probably should have.
Yeah, there's a lot of people this season better than the last one so far.
It is. I don't know. Last season, like, I didn't dislike the guy. I liked him. I just thought that storyline was kind of like, I understand why it was in there, but I didn't. It was so much of the case and not as much of the action in that I didn't love the storyline, so it didn't really stand out to me. But either way, she knows Daredevil. I think she knows Matt and Daredevil, doesn't she? But either way, they're talking about Matt, but that Matt tried to help and that he was a good man. He wasn't able to save her uncle. He did save her uncle. I mean, he got him out of prison, and then whenever he was released, he was killed by one of the dirty cops, of the task force. So yeah, this is where her aunt says something about, let's see. No, I don't know. Forget that. I'm not sure. They said something about White Tiger. My notes are a little messed up. Sorry. But they go into the bodega, and she knows these kids. That was what I wrote. That was, see, I should have not switched notes, because I had that other thing where she said, I even said it in the chat. She said something like Three Musketeers of the Dollar Tree or something like that she called them. Something to that effect. It was funny. I think that's what she said, Three Musketeers of the Dollar Tree or of the dollar store or something like that. But
yeah, what they were talking about before was that one of them is pro White Tiger and the other one isn't.
Yeah, I don't know, but either way,
Del Toro should have taken up the White Tiger mantle, but she will not.
Yeah.
On those lines.
Yeah, she says something about her brother didn't. I don't really, like I said, I don't remember a whole lot of the story, but either way, they're kind of, I don't want to say teasing each other. They're bad mouthing each other, I guess is probably the best way to say it. But she sees them steal alcohol, and first, I think Angela had sort of tried to get him to put it back, but they won't. And her aunt is like, you got to put it back. She says there that makes the prices go up, but she's trying to get them to put it back and not get in trouble, but they won't listen. And the bodega guy that I don't know his name, he gets out a gun and threatens him with the shotgun, and he's like,
it escalates pretty quickly, I'm gonna say.
It does. And she's like, trying to stop him, because she's like, these are kids, they're not, that doesn't make it okay. But they were stealing something, and
just let them steal the wine.
Yeah, like they still should have put it back and maybe been punished, but not shot at. But either way, they dropped it. Yeah, they dropped it, and then he's like, clean it up. This isn't your house, or something like that. Yeah. so then I don't know. I don't think it's Pow, but it's one of the task force comes in, stops him, grabs the guy's gun. I assume arrests the bodega. Yeah, he arrests the bodega owner because he's in later.
Yeah.
Arrests the bodega owner, arrests the kids. I can't talk. And she says, they're just kids. And they're like, no, they're thieves. Which, look, these people are taking people to like essentially like a black site, right? And they're never seen again. That part's wrong. But I don't know that it's necessarily wrong. The kids shouldn't be arrested. I mean, maybe they could have given them a chance, but they're still stealing. So I actually find that kind of funny because I don't know. I just felt a little different about it. Like I get that they're kids, but I also kind of wonder, like, if this was real life, if a cop came in the store and these kids were stealing something, they would have probably arrested them. But it's more about the way they're doing it than they're actually.
Oh, I thought they set their sights on Del Toro and the kids were outside still. I didn't even know they arrested the kids.
No. I don't know. Maybe you missed this part, but no, they start to arrest the kids. And then she says they're just kids.
She touches that guy.
And she grabs his arm to stop him. And then he arrests her as well. And of course, Angela's screaming because she's going to lose the only other person she has. And look, obviously these cops are all assholes. I mean, they're not just against vigilantes. They're not just for Fisk. They're not good men because they didn't have a reason to take her. And they know she's there with her niece. They could have just let her scream and taken the other ones, but that guy's got this look like, oh no, you don't touch me, and grabbed her aunt, and she will maybe never be seen from again. At least that's what Angela probably thinks, because they disappear them, put them in animal cages, and we don't see them again.
Yeah.
So here is, I hate Heather. I'm sorry. Heather annoys the shit out of me so much this season. Look, I mean, I don't know that I loved Heather before, but I didn't dislike her this much. She's annoying this season. She's clearly working for Fisk, doing what he wants, screwing people over. And I guess I'm disappointed in her because as much as I didn't necessarily love her character, I didn't think she was that. I don't want to say bad. We talk about, different shades of gray and levels of it, but she's on the wrong side. And I guess I just didn't expect her to be. But she's talking here about, I think about vigilantes or something. I don't know, but either way, it's not important what she's talking about. She talks to Vanessa here, and she asks Vanessa if Frank Castle or Daredevil could have killed Matt. And Vanessa, who I know has to know who Matt is, obviously, tells her no, but doesn't really, help her other than that. He's like, no, he didn't. They didn't. But yeah, she's clearly friends. The two of them are friends now. And Bullseye is watching them through the window. I don't know if he was intending to kill Vanessa, if he's just watching to see what happens.
Can you go back a couple? I have something to say about a couple back. No. Where they're sitting at the table and the paintings behind them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
there's the painting that looks like them behind them. It's like red and black. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it kind of does. That's interesting.
She's got some power shoulders too. She's got some like 80s like shoulder pads and that thing. But I thought maybe the painting behind them was like her dual nature or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's interesting. Here's Jen. Let me bring her in. Hey, Jen.
Hey guys, sorry about being late. I apologize. Hey everybody.
That's okay. I just hope everything's okay. I know you're dealing with a lot, so.
Yeah, no problems. I'm okay now. Thank you.
Okay, good. Well then, why don't we pause a second in the recap? And what did you think of these two episodes? Did you watch both? Or yeah, you were in the watch party for the second one, so I'm guessing you watched both of them. What did you think of? What did you think of these episodes?
There was a lot going on in both episodes. For one, I was surprised that they released 2 episodes at once. I thought that kind of threw me because they released 1 and then 2 and 3. So I thought that was a little bit odd. The second episode, I was like, there's what's going on kind of a thing. And I kind of got what was going on. And then by episode 2, I think it all came together. You needed them back to back. But I don't know. It was a lot of information overload a little bit for me. Maybe I have a lot going on elsewhere. But I was like, this is a lot for 2 episodes really quickly. Like they should have made it one long episode, but it was a lot for 2 episodes.
There was a lot of exposition, and I kind of wonder.
There was a lot, and
yeah,
the first episode I kind of not fell asleep to, but it was a little bit of I was like, what is going on, and why are you talking so much? There was not a lot of action. So
yeah, by getting the second one, it moved the story along finally. But yeah, I think the second one was a lot better. But there was a lot of exposition dump. You're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talking. But yeah, I think the second one I definitely enjoyed better. I don't know if there's anything in particular that we went past that you want to talk about that we can back up if there is. And if not, we'll just keep going. To you.
Yeah, we'll keep going. If anything, I can always reference something if anything triggers. But yeah, we keep moving forward.
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to just like think like that on the fly, but you know, if there's something you think of that you want to say, that's fine too. Okay. I know I will ask you one thing because I was asking Scarlet this. When we were talking about now I need to find the picture of her. Dang it, I can only get her aunt of the Angela. Did you think that we'd see anything to do with the White Tiger storyline again? Because I didn't expect that. Like once we saw her, I figured there'd be something to do with White Tiger, not just her, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I thought that storyline was over.
I did too. I knew that they were going to bring it back, but I wasn't sure how they were going to do it because they referenced it, like in the beginning of episode 1 or somewhere in episode 1, they referenced the tiger. So it's like, they're going to bring it back. I thought that was overall was kind of over. And I like how they leaded it into her. I was not expecting that. But yeah, I kind of like that they brought it back and they brought her back into it, but I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I forgot they had mentioned it before. Hey, Debbie, welcome. Yeah, well, anyway, we had sort of talked a little bit about that. We didn't get to the main part of her yet. But Bullseye is, as I said, watching Vanessa and Heather. I don't know if he's making sure she's alone before he shoots her or if he isn't killing her right now because he's just watching her. I'm not sure what, we don't really know what his plan is right now, but he is watching them. And then we have Kirsten, who I'm trying to, my window here is like all not, there we go. I don't know. Weird. Okay, so Kirsten is at the office and she thinks somebody has come in and gets scared, but it is Angela who's come in to talk to her to try to get help for her aunt. So thankfully she didn't, Negan her with the bat.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what I've got. But anyway, she realizes who it is, and there's not really a lot she can do for her though. But she does ask her to show her the White Tiger stuff of her uncle's, and she says something about like her brother didn't want it, which didn't surprise her. But I kind of figured she was going to take it. Do you remember, we were talking about earlier, I can't remember exactly what the amulet did. Like it made him stronger or something, didn't it?
I'm not sure exactly what it does either now that you say that. I know it does have a power on her, and I'm trying to remember back to like comic book theory, what it actually is. I don't remember exactly.
What does, I should type it in while I'm talking, White Tiger amulet do? I mean, it didn't make him invincible, clearly, because he died. It says it gives him superhero. No, this is, granted, this is AI. Okay, let's go by Kelly. Kelly probably knows more than the AI. Says gave martial arts skills. Okay, so made him a better fighter then, I guess. According to Google AI, it says it grants the wearer superhuman abilities, including enhanced strength, speed, stamina, agility, and rapid healing. I don't know if he had taken it off maybe when he was killed, though. That part I don't remember. So it might have just been that was why too. But either way, I think at this point, like when you see it, I automatically assumed she was going to take it.
Right.
Or, at least try to use it, because otherwise it's like as Karen to say, it's like Chekhov's gun. You don't put it in there unless there's a reason that it's going to show up later.
Exactly.
I wasn't super surprised once we saw that. And then we have Daniel made BB dinner. This to me, I mean, I know we know that they're friends, or they were friends before, whatever, but this to me seemed very date.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
But which was bizarre, because she has refused to date him and to go out with him. So I'm not sure why she agreed to this romantic dinner.
I don't think she agreed to a romantic dinner. I think that it became a romantic dinner around her.
She agreed for dinner, and you're right. You might be right. He cooked for her and everything, and look, he's trying.
Yeah, he really is. He's trying too hard.
He is trying to make real cash too. It was like, oh, I just read it. I just read the recipes and I just did it. Like super cash. Super cash.
He's playing it down. But it's actually good, which I kind of figured the way it was going. But this is where he showed. Wait, I think I have it. Okay, that it kind of goes back and forth. That's when Sheila is snooping through his files on Gallo, which I thought he was going to catch her, what she was doing. And I honestly thought the way they were paralleling these two scenes, I thought, and it still makes me wonder it's the case, I thought that he was going to blame Sheila because he didn't want him to kill BB. Like, I thought he was going to somehow make it look like she did it. But, I mean, that could still happen. But that wasn't what that was about. Because he says something like, you made the right decision. I think referring to what had happened before with Gallo. But anyway, Daniel shows BB there the business card for the stuff that we know she's doing. He suspects she's doing with the anonymous videos, and is basically like, I mean, he's kind of saying, if you're doing it, you don't have to. He doesn't exactly come out and say it, but he kind of says, like, if you're doing it, you don't have to admit you're doing it. I'm not going to do anything. Just don't do it anymore. Because he's worried for her safety and his safety, because if she is doing it and she gets in trouble, he's in deep shit too. And she knows he's scared of him. But I didn't, it made me like, I like Daniel, but I think it's more I like the actor, I think, does a good job in the scene, because this scene kind of made me dislike the character, because she says, if you're scared, that's normal. You should be scared. And then he says something like, integrity has a cost. And he basically said, look at everything around me. Like, I got all this money now, so why would I give it up? I mean, that's kind of what he said to me, in my opinion. And then he goes, integrity has a cost. So I don't know. That made me dislike him in that moment, a lot. Did you feel like that, or was it just me?
No, I felt that way exactly. I don't like how he keeps trying to push with her, because he obviously likes her so much. And in this episode, I thought that she kind of got caught off guard a little bit by him and everything that was going on. She didn't know if he had caught her or not. They definitely have a weird dynamic between them. But I personally can't stand his character, because I think he's so sneaky and backstabbing.
For me.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I don't. What?
It said swarmy and oily.
Yeah.
I guess I feel like I want to like him. I kind of like him, but that's why I'm saying I think I more like the way the actor's playing the character than I actually like the character. Because the character is not good.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me who doesn't want him to get killed. I don't know why I still feel like he's going to make the right choice, and I don't know why I feel like that, because he's not shown anything that would make me think that, especially after basically saying, I have a lot of money now, why would I give that up? But yeah, that made me dislike him there. Let's see. And then we have Matt and Karen at Josie's bar, and they hear something, and it is actually the cops. I like this. They're like, if anybody was wondering, Jerry's safe. Like, I guess they couldn't come in to tell them that because then they know where they're hiding out. I don't know. It was pretty obvious, but I liked it. I thought it was funny, and they're listening, and yeah, so they're like saying we moved him. That's why he's not at the hospital anymore, but he's okay. Yeah. Now, next we go to another one of these videos, and this is what I wanted to talk about. What is up with the Matrix references in this episode? I did not realize there was like more. There's more than I thought there was at the beginning. I have a thought of what the rose might mean, but right now there's obviously sorry, what, Scarlet?
Oh yeah, because I forgot the rose changes colors, like the blue pill, the red pill.
Yeah. Which is why it stood out. As I said earlier, this isn't a show that I expected to have symbolism, but I don't know how you could ignore this unless the person who wrote it just like really liked Matrix, which is also possible. Probably not the reason, but it seemed like it. But I hadn't noticed, I hadn't thought about the green text the first time. But I had like right away, like the red pill and blue pill. And I don't know why the hell it's in the video, though. I guess I'm not understanding quite why it's in the video, other than it connects later to the rose.
So you can take the red pill and be comfortable in Viscous New York, or you can take the other pill and fight against it, is what I got.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Choose a side. I guess I was more
trying. And it goes with the red, white, and blue thing they're throwing throughout this thing as well.
Yeah. Well, I noticed
you could choose Daredevil or choose Bullseye.
Oh, I hadn't thought about Bullseye being blue. Yeah, they're really playing that up. I was more, I think, trying to like connect it to the whole Vanessa thing was more what I was thinking through a lot of this. So I hadn't really, but yeah, it does make sense in that way through the video. But here's the more of this. And we see, look, did you guys ever think it was anybody other than her?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was her.
Yeah.
So have a reveal for the people that were watching two screens at once.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, she's the one filming them, and she looks a little scared at least. Okay. So now we see Vanessa, and there is a blue rose, and she's not. Thanks, B. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Look, she's actually awake in this part. I was thinking the blue was during the dream, but it's not, because I think, or no, maybe she is dreaming at that point and then she gets up and that happens. But either way, the blue rose is there. She is imagining that Bullseye has come to kill her, and she sees him. And I don't know what the baseball was about. What did you guys think of the baseball? I didn't know if I missed something that's like a Marvel thing or...
I thought it, what did you guys think about it? I thought it symbolized like 3 strikes and you're out. Like they're coming for her. Like he's coming for her at this point.
Okay. That makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah, there's something. Oh, you know what? You know what this is? I know what this is. I know something.
Ooh.
What is it?
It's because that guy killed his coach he could throw any projectile and kill somebody. And he threw the baseball at his coach when his coach was mad at him and killed him.
Oh,
was this when he was younger, you mean?
Yeah, when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I think it was his first kill, probably. Maybe his first kill is the sweetest.
Okay,
that makes sense. Good catch, Charlotte. I mean, good catch, Scarlet. Yeah.
All right. So then when she wakes
up... I
up...
don't know much about it, but I knew that.
No, that's good. She wakes up and the rose is red. I don't know if I was reading too much into it. To me, it stood out so much, and it was so obvious, and it was just, I'm so in my from mode of investigating things and trying to figure things out. I was like going down a rabbit hole. But what I was thinking about is there's this whole part of these 2 episodes where she mentions about they could have had an heir, and she's talking about, we could leave New York, we could, leave this life behind. And it makes me think of like the whole red pill, blue pill. And it just made me wonder if it's some kind of decision like she's trying to come to that's like making her have these dreams like as she's working it out. And if maybe she's going to make like some hard right turn and make like some choice that's going to go against him or really change the story down the road. That was what I came up with. And like I said, I don't know that I'm not like looking too much into it, but that was kind of what I was thinking. It could potentially mean or be signaling, that something like that, her having to make a choice could be coming just because she is talking about like getting out of this life, which was surprising to me to begin with because she is a lot of times worse than he is.
Right. No, that's a really good connection because if you tie it back to the red pill and the blue pill, I see that exactly. Like in her dream, she's thinking about the life outside and can she really escape it? And the answer is no, even if she gets out, bullseye, somebody's going to come after her no matter what. She's already like kind of done too much damage to get out, but she's dreaming about not kind of being involved. And then she wakes up to the reality that she is involved, which would be the red pill. Like she's completely complicit to this life. That's a really great connection, Jamie.
Thanks. I was going to say the other thing is you also made me think, you guys mentioned like, which I hadn't thought of, is that, Bullseye was blue and Daredevil was red. Maybe it's also signifying like look, I don't see her necessarily suddenly switching sides or something, but like maybe she's going to do something that will help Daredevil in order to stop him. I don't know.
Right.
Because I hadn't really thought about the red being Daredevil, which I also think is interesting. But
Blue Rose also reminds me of Twin Peaks. They have Blue Rose cases where they were the cases that weren't solved by the FBI.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but I think if people reference a Blue Rose, they usually like Lynch.
Yeah, could be. That's why I said it's possible they just like Matrix, but I feel like there's more in there somewhere. And then we have the conversation between Vanessa and Fisk paralleling, and this is where she says they could leave New York, they could flee to where they were before and they'd be fine. But it's paralleling Matt and Karen's conversation about trying to get into Red Hook and worrying. She's worried for Matt, and she gets up and plays music, and I don't know. It's kind of like, I guess they're a little less worried and more like happy in this scene, I want to say a little bit. And so I feel like it parallels it in a little bit in the sense, like I was saying, that Vanessa's like, we could not have this awful where we're at now. So maybe they're both kind of looking at the positives. I don't know. That's all I got. But yeah, it shows both of them.
It definitely shows that they have different perspectives on moving forward.
Yeah.
And like where they're going, like one's like considering being the other, like kind of stepping back, and the other one's ready to dive full in. Like their cause that they have.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit the same, I feel like, with Matt and Karen. And you're right with Fisk and Vanessa, that the men are both are maybe more willing to push and more willing to risk than they are. Because Karen says something, like I said earlier, she says something about like she won't tell him not to go, but that they have to, kind of says like they have to have a conversation because he could not come back, is essentially what she says, and not so many words. Okay, and then this is where the task force comes and grabs Josie, and Daredevil's like, that ain't happening. I like that he saved her. I don't know that he had to like take time to do that just to save her. She's not that big of a character. I feel like the only purpose she serves is like that she owns Josie's. So yeah, I like it is, but I mean, like, story wise, she's not really in it for much. I do sometimes question though, since he isn't like Superman with a costume underneath his clothes. Like, did it go from them in bed to that happening? Or
yeah, it was real quick.
Yeah,
not in bed. But he had on a t-shirt. Like, how the hell did he get dressed that quick? Especially when he's blind. Like, yeah, I don't know about that, but he has a
skill set.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But either way, he gets down there, he knocks out the people, and he's like, go, you hide. And then here's the wall with the, I don't know if that was him that broke through it before or something, but there's a human shaped hole in the wall, which is kind of funny. And they fight them off, and there's more of their really well choreographed fights. He was waiting for him, and because I think they went in there specifically to find him. I kind of wondered if they grabbed Josie just to draw him out or to draw Daredevil out, but
that's what I thought. Because, like you said, she wasn't such a high profile case, and that she's not a vigilante. She just, kind of houses them every now and again. So I thought that they specifically went after her to draw him out.
Yeah, which it didn't really work because he beat them all up to shit. So there he's connected with Karen again because he couldn't find her for a little bit. But she's okay. She's getting good at her fighting that he's taught her. And there's the Fiskew. Oh, that's interesting. It has the boat. I didn't realize that had a boat. I thought it was a fist. That's the sinking boat. Very interesting.
I thought that was a fist and a finger. That is a sinking boat. Very interesting. Oh, that's the North Star going down.
Yeah. Maybe it signifies Fisk is going down. I mean, that's probably what it's supposed to signify when they wrote it because they don't like Fisk. But I'm just saying it kind of could mean that he's a goner. Who knows?
Or he's behind it. No, they know he's behind it.
Or it could just be that too. I didn't think about that. This is where she's like, I got to show you something. And she has captured one of the task force people. So that is the end of the first episode. I got to stop. I got to get some Excedrin. My head is pounding. What did you, any final thoughts on the episode before we move on to the next one when I'm getting out the Excedrin?
I said, it takes aspirin for a lot too, Jamie. So
no, it's just I can't really talk while I'm trying to swallow. Okay, that sounded bad. I know how that sounds after I said it.
After dark, man.
Yeah, it's after dark again. No, but I just took Excedrin. That's all. Which I better write it down. I always put in my phone when I take it, so then I know when I can have it again.
Oh,
because otherwise way too many pain pills because my headaches are bad, but at least I have my migraine medicine if it gets too bad. Okay, so they have captured this guy, or she has captured this guy, and that is where the episode leaves off before we open with the new one. What the heck? Sorry, my file was acting weird there. Let me open the next episode here. I don't know why I'm like clicking really badly with the mouse and it's just not doing what I'm telling it to do. I'm like, why are you doing that? That was not what I clicked, damn it. I have to, when I do this, I have to line up the photo app thing so that it lines up when I switch it. So that's why it takes a second. All right. Let's switch to episode 2, which is still about this guy. So what did you guys think of this is episode 3. What did you guys think of this scene? Okay, she did say they're hunting us. Might be time we start hunting them. But what did you think about this scene? Because I actually kind of found it funny, but also I'm thinking, why is Matt being an asshole? Because he's listening to the guy's heart. He knows he's telling the truth, and he's still like, I'm going to kill you if you're lying.
Right. He's definitely threatening him. I think he wants more information and to kind of just put this idea into his head.
Yes.
And I also felt like he had to be an asshole so that way Karen didn't want to kill him.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know too if he wanted to scare him to make sure he didn't change his mind, but excuse me, I do understand that he's like, I'm gonna beat you up, knock you out. So because that he kind of had to do, but just the way he was acting. But I don't know, I kind of found it funny because he's screaming at this guy and he's meanwhile stage whispering to Karen, oh yeah, I know he's telling the truth. You're a liar. So I thought that was kind of funny. Yes. Yeah. Kimberly, he was. I just meant that he was so busy screaming at him saying that he was lying when he knew he was telling the truth. I found it kind of funny. But he was trying to get a read on him like a lie detector. We've seen him do it before. He listens to their heart rate and everything else. But either way, I enjoyed it. This guy's name is Alan Saunders, who I'm guessing we might see again. I don't know. But he says that, here's where they're talking about it. He says that he was looking for them, but not to kill them. He wanted to join the resistance. Yeah, he's scared of Fisk. He wants somebody to beat Fisk, and he thinks maybe Daredevil can. He's one of the smart ones. But he says he'll help, in any way that he can. And he gives him a key card, but he says something like that it changes every night or something that affects, like they got to use it right away. And Daredevil is going to knock him out so that his other cop friends won't know that he's been compromised. And that is where it goes to the credits. And then we have, there's a better picture of him. Then we have Heather. Okay, now we have to talk about this scene. So she's trying to put a nail in the wall, and she cracks it, but she has Muse's mask. So yeah, I'm curious what you guys thought about this. I forget who in the chat, somebody in the chat earlier, I feel like it was either Karen or Kimberly, but I could be wrong, and it could be one of you. But somebody in the chat earlier said something like maybe Fisk lets her keep it to keep her in line and get what he wants. I don't necessarily think, and I've said this from when I saw this the first time, I don't know if it's necessarily really Muse's mask. We talked, okay, it was Kimberly. Good, I want to make sure I said it was. I like that idea, and that makes a lot of sense to me. But I also my idea at the very beginning was, is this for sure actually Muse's mask? I mean, we've talked about, could she potentially, because of her trauma, become a vigilante like him, or not a vigilante, I should say, a serial killer like him, and become something bad that, not necessarily literally donning his mask, but something to that effect. We did talk about that. But my thought right away was like, is this even really the mask? Maybe it is, I don't know. But it to me more seemed like she's doing some form of therapy. Like she's trying to make herself able to be around it and not freak out. Yeah, exposure. Right, exactly. Because she keeps seeing him everywhere, right? So yeah, I don't know that this means anything more than that. I guess that's what I think. Although I'm looking at this picture, and I know it's just the way the material goes, but it put white behind the one eye, and it looks like, because it's blurred, you can't see it. It's reminding me of the Sandman, the teeth in the eyes. It kind of looks like a row of teeth the way.
Oh yeah.
I know it's not. It kind of looks like that. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
The exposure for therapy is probably going to go badly.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
I agree. I think she's going to wind up becoming the mask.
Yeah.
I do. I see it going that way for her.
Yeah, but you guys do agree then that that's probably what she's doing right now.
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me. So it was very bizarre, though. I will say
well,
that.
She's not trying to become bad. She's trying to expose herself so she can get over her trauma. It's just going to become bad.
Yeah,
I agree with you. It's going to backfire badly. All right. So then we have Kirsten talking to Heather. And Kirsten's pissed off because she's having to, not because she's having to defend Swordsman Jack, I shouldn't say that, but because she knows that Heather is helping the prosecution railroad him. And she's kind of like, why are you doing this? And yeah, she knows that what she did with the psych evaluation was shit. And she knows that she's working for Fisk. She doesn't understand why. Heather, who is still against all vigilantes, which I still think is weird, because she's like, oh, you shouldn't. When she says something against her, she says like, you're not the one that was attacked by a vigilante or whatever. And when she said that, I'm like thinking, yeah, but you were also saved by another one. Like, does that not mean anything to you?
right.
But you're right. No, it doesn't. We just don't know why. Other than because she's written badly because I don't know. She annoys me. But she says she thinks, is it possible for, and she said this is the same thing she said to Vanessa. Could Frank Castle or Punisher, which hopefully we'll see again soon, or Daredevil, could they have killed Matt? Now, obviously, we know that's not the case. Kirsten doesn't think he's dead at this point, but she does trust Matt. And even though whenever Heather says something like he lied to you too, she agrees with her, but yeah, she still trusts Matt and doesn't think that he's whatever it is Heather thinks about Matt and Daredevil and everything else. I don't know. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kirsten has no reason, like she doesn't know who he is, right? And there's no reason for her to.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't think so, but yeah, she's helping Fisk, and Kirsten's kind of like, how could you be helping Fisk? Is pretty much how that conversation goes. And I took that because I swear that looks like Vancouver, but it might not be. It's probably New York, and it probably just kind of looks like it.
Is that where they film it, Vancouver?
I don't know, but it reminded me of some of the buildings that were in Vancouver for some reason. So anyway, I took a picture of it. Was the short of that. The short of that, the important part of that. Okay, so this is where that guy from before, that Cole North, is taking her to see Jack. Let me ask you, Jen, because I was asking Scarlet this before. So from what I had gotten from looking up about it, he was one of the ones that was in the apartment when they blew up Matt's apartment trying to kill him. Okay. I don't know why. Do you remember him at all? Because I, for some reason, feel like he was not as bad as some of the other ones, but I could be completely wrong, and I don't know why I'm thinking that. I just wondered if you remembered him at all.
I do. Isn't he the one that shot White Tiger? Yeah, the White Tiger.
Oh, is he the one that killed him? Oh.
Yeah, he's the one that shot White Tiger, and he was like the leader of that whole task force at the very beginning. So I can't stand him. Like, I love his character, like who he is, because I can't stand him. But he, to me, is symbolizes the one that always winds up taking out the vigilantes.
I'm not sure why then, for some reason, I'm seeing him and feeling like he wasn't as bad as some of the other like dirty cops, but I don't know why I feel like that. Maybe he's reminding me of another actor, or maybe he played a different character in another show, and that's why I'm thinking that. I honestly don't know. Might be confusing Matt's friend. He does look a little bit like Cherry, but I don't think that's why. I don't know. I might have recognized him from something else even. I'm not sure. Yeah, you guys could totally be right. That's why I was asking if you guys, remembered who he was, because I didn't, other than what I found when I looked it up. Hi, Doc. Welcome. Welcome. All right. So, he is taking her in to see Jack. And that's where he's like, I'm just doing my job, because she gets all upset, like he won't take the blindfold off. And that line kind of was pushing me more towards my original feeling, like he didn't really do anything to her. And maybe that, I don't know, colored that. But yeah, either way, she's going in to see Jack Duquesne. There's the vice again on the table, which I still think is really weird and very creepy, but creepy. She's basically like, I have no idea how this is going to go. You're the first one. They're going to make an example of you, because he knows it's not going to, like, he's already knows. He knows he's going down, and he's not going to be found innocent. She still holds out hope that she can save him, which I feel like is really naive at this point. Like, I kind of was hoping it too, but like, never thought it was going to, that it was going to work. Because I mean, if they throw him in and never seen again, it sets a precedent for them to be able to continue to do it to everybody and maybe not even give them trials. And since they're considering them terrorists, they technically in this world can do that. And before in our world could do that too, which is really scary. But he says, like, with the vigilante, I forget exactly what he says, but like with the vigilante clause or whatever, that he can also like seize all his assets and everything. And basically that he's screwed if Fisk says he is. But I think the important part of this scene is that he tells Kirsten what had happened, that Fisk tried to get him to invest in the Red Hook port thing that they were doing at that party where Fisk almost got killed and Matt took the bullet or whatever. Yeah, he was trying to get investors, and he was threatening the people that wouldn't invest. And since he disagreed with them, he threw him in jail. I think at the time he was also I feel like he was threatening to tell his identity too, but maybe that's wrong. Either way, that's why he's there. So yeah, there really didn't have to be a reason other than Fisk was pissed at him.
Right.
I would agree with you, Kimberly. We need to rewatch season 1. That probably would not be a bad idea. If there were only more hours in the week. But yeah, she's trying to remain optimistic. Like I said, I mean, I was optimistic, I guess, hoping, but I didn't for any second think that she had a chance. And she seems to still think has a chance. Because she says like that they have no proof that you're swordsman, and like if they can't prove it, then they can't throw him in jail, because that's why they're allowed to do, not give him a fair trial or whatever, because they're saying he's this. And he's like, does it even matter if they don't have proof? Which she still doesn't seem to be getting. Like, it doesn't matter, is the whole point of that. Like, he's going down whether, I mean, he did do it. I mean, he is swordsman. He didn't do something wrong, but he is swordsman. It doesn't really matter. They're going to say he is, whether he is or not. And this is the part I still find really disturbing, that they don't really say much about or focus on the fact that he's got them locked in like animal cages. How do you guys feel about this? Because I just think it's weird and disturbing. And I'm not sure exactly if there's like more of a purpose other than like Fisk is an asshole and he's demoralizing them.
Or it's kind of chilly and icy, like Modern Events.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So
that's like the Canadian woman and her child that had to sleep on the floor.
Right.
They didn't have a bed. Yeah.
Right.
Like an animal.
Okay. I was going to say, it feels like they're trying to say something with it. That I hadn't thought about that. That does make more sense. I just, like I said, I find this whole thing very disturbing. Like, it's not only that they're disappearing them, but they're putting them in animal cages. It also shows to me that Frank Castle does not care about other people, because he did not even try to save one person when he went out of there. Like, I was hoping he'd at least try to take swordsman, because, he could help them. But nope, he left everybody there.
Yep.
They do not make mention, though, of Frank getting away, which I don't know. Did they know he was Didn't they know he was captured at the end of the season, or no?
Who? Daredevil?
Yeah. Did he know Frank was in there? I can't remember. Again,
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. Kimberly, okay. I don't think after watching season 1 that he thought that Frank was in there. I think Frank got captured. He had no clue, and then Frank got out.
Okay. That makes more sense, because I was like wondering why wouldn't he, be like he's not here. But okay, if he didn't know it, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
All right. So then we go back to Matt and Karen, where he is telling her that she is they're looking at the murder board, as I still call me Scarlet, and I would say murder board. I'm just going to go to murder board. I don't have a picture there. But they are talking about, Matt says that Karen reminds him of Frank, but he doesn't mean it in a good way, because Karen is saying that, he was there for them before. She thinks he could help them, but she basically wants him to kill people to take care of their problem. And he's like, that's not the answer. And she's like, well, I don't mean just to like kill everybody randomly in the task force, but basically is saying he should go kill Fisk. And this is where she says about cutting the head off the snake. And I'm like, I feel like I should make a Hydra reference. Every time I watch it, I thought that I feel like I need to say something here and make a Hydra joke. But yeah. I think that's very interesting, because Karen, I mean, look, Matt never wanted to kill anybody either, but I feel like Karen was even more so like on the side of, you don't do things like that. And she's kind of going over, I don't want to say going over the dark side, but she's not horrified by the things Frank did, I guess, at this point. I think a lot of what's probably changed her is Foggy, although I think that's changed him a lot too. But yeah, I don't know. I was surprised she said those things. And then we have to have the Matt appreciation post there. Appreciation picture. I'm like, really? Like, this is totally just gratuitous. Like, they're was no reason for him to be there shirtless, but we have to show the picture there.
There's lots of reasons.
There's lots of reasons, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think about Karen? Kind of.
I think it really shows how she's evolving and changing. That she is actually becoming a little bit more like Frank. I know that they used to date too, so she kind of can see, I think, where he's coming from. And I did think it was curious, like when this scene came up, I was like, oh God, she has flipped over to the dark side, kind of a thing. And I really appreciated that Matt tried to like reel her back in and tell her that's not what we do. Despite everything, that's like, we don't go just murdering people if it happens, because it's, it happens, but that's not the intent of what we're meant to do. But that's what Frank's intent is, right? Like he just goes to take them out. So you saw her like in the beginning or in the second episode, her kind of really taking Matt's side, and here by the third episode, she's kind of like over it and was like, all right, let's just take them all out. And even if we can't take them all out, like take the head off the snake. She really just wants it all to end. And she doesn't want to keep going back and forth with all of these battles, and every other day something new coming up. She's like, let's just take them all out and kind of get them all, like, be done with this. And I think that's where she's at. In order for this to all end, Fisk has to go.
I mean, I don't blame her. We were talking about this earlier at the watch party. Like, I'm so over the Fisk storyline. Like, I would like to see a different villain. I would be okay with that. I know they're not going to kill him. He's like the main villain, but I would like them to have like other villains, other storylines. Like, I'm getting kind of tired of this whole Fisk can do anything he wants and nobody stops him. So I found that kind of interesting. But I wanted to ask you, because you said about her and Frank, I'm taking it it must have been in season 3 of the original series that they dated, because I don't remember them dating. And that seems like a pretty big thing I'd remember, I would think.
Yeah, that it was like a brief thing too. It wasn't like this long drawn out thing, but I know that they dated for a little while. And I thought it was in season 3.
Probably was, because I think
it was in season 3. Because
you said that, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, where did that come from? Yeah. So I figured that. All right, enough. We'll go off of Matt's half nakedness. So now we go to what's it say here? I do not know why sometimes the YouTube updates before StreamYard does. They should have intertwined the Purple Man more in the original series. I don't know. That must have been something I didn't get to yet, or I don't remember being called that, because I don't know. Yeah,
because purple is red and blue. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Sorry, Kimberly. But David, they call him Purple Man? I don't remember him being called the Purple Man. Oh, are you calling him the Purple Man? He did wear purple suits, but I don't remember. Maybe I'm just not remember him being called that then, I guess. I definitely know who you're talking about. I just didn't know. I don't know. I don't remember him being called that. Oh, he's called that in the comic. Okay.
Yeah, in the comics.
They should have entwined him more in the original series. Excuse me. I don't know. Like, water went down on. I will say, like, I love David Tennant, but that character was freaky, man. I was kind of like, I was like a little, I don't want to say over that, because I did really enjoy it, but that was like kind of one of those characters where it's like, how can they battle him? Because no matter what they do, he can just, turn around and screw them over. And yeah, that was interesting. Very dark and very, interesting for David Tennant to play, I think. I don't remember them officially dating, but they were close during the Punisher series. Okay, well, I haven't seen the Punisher series either, so I really need to get on watching the rest of these series. I really do. I need to make time. My brain has just been so frumified. I don't know whatever you want to say. Focusing on from lately to try to get. Well, I'm supposed to be getting my videos done, but I sort of got sidetracked watching screeners. But that's that's not my fault. I can't help it. I'm too obsessed and cannot wait. I have no willpower. I say this all the time. But I need to get back to working on them. And yeah, that's where most of my brain has been lately, is with From. Okay, where'd I go? So we're going to into From soon, so maybe a good summertime watch. It could be. I would love to go through them. Look, I've said before, I would still love to do like a regular Marvel show and find the time for it and figure out a way to do it. And I know we talked about this before, Jen.
Right.
Had you been on when I was talking about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Show? I don't know if you were on or not. I found this podcast. It's called Love in the Time of Hydra.
Okay.
And I think it was such a good idea to do it this way. They're doing, I guess it's sort of a rewatch. I don't know if they actually show the episodes or not, but they're talking about each of the episodes, but they talk about each episode on the 10th anniversary of that episode. So they're going to be going until 2030, I think they said.
Oh, geez.
So
okay.
that's kind of like even more, because I had said, if we do a S.H.I.E.L.D. show, we'd be till like 2 years. That's like even beyond that. But yeah, anyway, they're going through the whole series and it's fun. They have a lot of good interviews too. I watched Brett Dalton and Clark Gregg's interviews so far. So that's really cool. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I got in my S.H.I.E.L.D. mode again and kind of went off there. And by the way, just a reminder for you S.H.I.E.L.D. fans or Marvel fans or whatever, that Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we do have James Paxton. I don't know what the hell just happened in my brain, but James Paxton. I know why I was going to say John. That's why, because I was going to say John Garrett, and then I'm like, that's wrong. No, that is right. That's just his character name, not his name. Played young John Garrett. Guys, it's late. I haven't had a lot of sleep. But anyway, he's going to be on Tuesday at 8 to talk about his time on S.H.I.E.L.D. So make sure you guys all tune in for that. And we have other interviews coming up soon too, because it's getting near From. Yay. I do think the Daredevil interview I mentioned, it does look like it's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be, I know I was saying about this earlier, but I don't think it's going to necessarily be live, just because I'm not sure that Disney's going to let that happen. But there will be some kind of interview, I think, coming up for Daredevil. So not Charlie, unfortunately. I'll just say that right off the bat. It's not Charlie, or I would tell you guys. But yeah, it's still cool. Okay, I got sidetracked again. Okay, so this is Governor Marge McCaffrey, her name, Lily Taylor. I was like, oh, Lily Taylor's in it, yay! And Karen has sent her a copy of the Red Hook Charter for the port that basically talks about it being a free port and is basically saying this is what Fisk is doing, because she can figure it out from reading it. Right. But that, since it's a free port, he can transport, the weapons or whatever, and there's no government oversight. That's why they chose to use it. But the point of this also is that she can revoke it because she's the governor. I got the opinion, the way that Matt said that to Karen, that he didn't think she would do that. I mean, who knows? I think if she tried to, he'd probably have her killed. So she might not. But she talks to Fisk, and she's kind of like, I don't know how to feel about her, because she's basically like, I know you've been doing stuff you shouldn't have been doing, but the voters don't, seem to like it. So I kind of let it slide and didn't say anything. And she was like, it's kind of positive. It was sort of the way she said it, I guess. But she tells him that he's not immune to the law, and that this whole thing with the questionable cargo on the ship rubs her the wrong way. And she said, she's given him some rope or something like that. But it's pulling taut. So yeah, she's kind of given him, I took it sort of a warning, like, you need to take care of this. But when she said that, I wanted her to instead give some kind of line about, like, don't hang yourself with the rope or something, because it just seemed like that's what was coming, but that was not the wording, the saying that they used. But yeah,
it was definitely the sentiment. I got that same. I'm like, oh, she's gonna say this. I got that same sentiment. Like, she's giving him enough rope to hang himself with at this point.
When you say you give somebody some rope, that's usually what you mean, but it wasn't the way that went. But yeah, she's kind of like, I'm not stopping you from doing what you're doing. which is probably going to save her life. But she's letting him know she's not happy about it, and that if he doesn't take care of this ship issue, that she's going to cause problems. So, he is not happy that she is standing up to him. But look, she didn't really go against him. She's like kind of saying, I'm giving you a chance. You can fix it. I'm looking the other way. So she's not an enemy of him yet, but I think she could become an enemy. But she does some things to piss him off. This is what she says, that the capsizing, she says the tanker capsizing in the harbor with the suspicious cargo is something she can't, just ignore. And that's when he's like, where did you hear that? It's like everywhere. She's probably thinking like, it isn't hard to figure that out, dude. I know what you're doing. But yeah, Matt was sort of saying to Karen, I don't think that she's going to revoke this, because he didn't outright say it, but that was definitely the way I took the way he was talking about it. Like, she's probably not going to do it.
Yep.
But I also think this is the scene that I thought the other one was, where she's saying that something could happen to him and that they have to be prepared, and that like she's not telling him not to go, but that it's really dangerous. Okay, then we have see, I watched too much from, because I find myself like looking at all the background stuff in the shows, and then I hear Karen's voice in the back of my head saying like, Jamie, it's not proper. You don't need to do that, because I do it too much. But
it's good to appreciate the prop buyers and the set designers and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say there was something. What was it? Something I got, because they're doing. I don't know if it's for your consideration stuff or something, but they're doing interviews for stuff, and they have different creatives. And one of the people they had was prop department, not for this, but I was kind of thinking that could be interesting to talk to somebody about the props, because it is something cool. I'd like to talk to the from people about the props, especially because we're all like looking at, dissecting everything, right?
Right.
So this conversation between Buck and Daniel is about the video, and Daniel, he makes a point that he's good at what he does, and he thinks that they want him to get incriminating information about the governor, so they can, I'm assuming, blackmail her. He hasn't found anything yet. She's pretty squeaky clean, but he's going to talk to I don't know, I think that assistant attorney general, whatever it was, that person, I don't remember, that guy that was there. He's going to try to talk him into giving him information, and Buck's like, doesn't think he could do that, but Daniel makes this point of saying, which is what he did in this scene, he talks him into eating the sandwich, and it's stupid, and it's just a sandwich, but he's like saying like, you didn't want to eat it, and I talked you into it in like a couple seconds. So he thinks that he's good at talking people into doing what he wants, and he thinks that he can get information. The one thing though that I think, you're right, Kimberly, they do drop Easter eggs, so that definitely could be. But yeah, so far I've just seen his team stuff that's there. But the one thing that Daniel says, which to me concerns me, that he said it's Buck, because I don't trust Buck at all. He said to him that he didn't think the videos, do you remember how he phrased it? That like, it was not an honor, but he was saying like, it wasn't all bad because the way they were roasting him, like that. I forget exactly how he phrased it now.
Yeah, he said, I know what you're talking about. He said it can't be too bad to be roasted like that, like, because at least you're getting attention.
Yeah.
Kind of way, right?
And I question that he shouldn't have said that, because Buck right away was like, no, you're wrong. Why would you think that? And you find who does it and I'll take care of it. But I kind of question, like, is he doing that because he's like, oh, it's not so bad, because he's afraid he's going to get caught or blamed, or that she's going to get caught or blamed. And I don't know. I don't trust Buck. He's like this, slimy. He'll do anything. I mean, not the Daniel one, but I just feel for some reason, like that's going to make him look into and blame Daniel, or think that maybe he's involved. I don't know. Just that line to me was very, like, I felt like, why did you say that to him? Is it just me?
No, it definitely put him on the radar with him because they were just having like a bonding moment over the hot dog. And now he
Yeah.
makes a comment and he kind of looks at him sideways, almost like he knows he's hiding something or probably knows something that he shouldn't know.
Yeah, that's definitely how I felt. So I didn't. I'm like, why did you say that to him? He was the wrong
Exactly.
person to say it to. But hey, he is trying to find out who did it. I mean, he seems like he's doing his job. I just wonder if that line's going to come back to bite him later. We'll
Right.
find out, I guess. Okay, and now we have the courthouse trial here. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn my camera off a second. It's annoying. I gotta go in to do it a different way than do it through StreamYard. But anyway, so this is the trial. We kind of knew what was coming with the judges that they're gonna I don't want to say throw the trial, but they kind of made it seem like the judges were going to listen, but yet you weren't real sure. But it's definitely clear to me that they, none of them ever had any intention of, doing what they were supposed to do. But yeah, what the heck? So there is a lot of press here at the trial. They try to railroad him. She tries to, objection. I was trying to think of the right word. She tries to use objection and get it, the trial to go better, and approaches the bench. And she's like, I've had no time to prepare. I can't give him a good defense. And the judge kind of ignores her. You guys, I'm going to run out a second.
Yep.
That's what I was asking. You guys talk a minute. I'm going to mute myself. Yeah, I'll be back as soon as I can. I'll just be back in a minute.
Yeah, it really showed like the lack of due process. Like they kind of were just going through the motions so that it looked like he was getting due process, even though the whole system was already rigged against him. And I did think, and I know Scarlet, you mentioned this earlier, it kind of does mirror like our current times and the rights that people think they have but really don't, or the motions that they go through, even though it's already kind of set up against them. So that it kind of looks like it's legal, but it's completely not.
Yes. Yep.
So
I hope our own government doesn't go that way.
right. But I mean, like he really had no chance there whatsoever. I mean, you knew he had no chance in this moment. No matter how hard Kirsten tried, he wasn't ever getting out. And they kind of made sure of that, right? They waited to the last second to let her see him. And then when they finally get into the court, like they get completely railroaded because she's not prepared whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did like the fact though that on stage, in the witness box, he was able to bring up the whole why this was happening to him, right? He kind of throws Fisk under the bus and kind of like really brings up the whole issue from season 1 when they were at the ballroom. So he kind of brought it to light. And even though you had like all the press there, I don't think that they're gonna really do a good job of really exposing that. I know BB will, which is why she's there, but you can kind of see like what he's saying and you already know how the press is going to twist it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And then I don't know, this courtroom scene felt so much different than the earlier courtroom scenes that they had from like earlier seasons. It was just so like you knew she had no chance. It was the first time that it really kind of felt off and unbalanced in the courtroom, completely off balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the light in here too, it almost looks foggy. Like they're fogging.
Yes.
Fogging the truth. Yep. That's what great cinema is, Jen.
Yes, that is great cinema right there. They're fogging up the truth.
Metaphors.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard what you guys were saying. I agree. I mean, he had no chance. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I feel like she should have maybe played it up a little more to the press, because a lot of what she said, just only the judges heard. Also, why is there usually ever more than one judge?
Yeah, that did confuse me. I've never seen a panel of judges. I guess this is different because it's a vigilante on trial and they have a different system. But I also thought that was weird. I'm like, they definitely have a whole different system.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was strange. I didn't get that part. But I mean, she basically said, like, I got to talk to him for 15 minutes and they moved the trial. I think she said they moved the trial, whatever. They didn't tell her when the trial was. And they expect her to give him a defense. And like in real world, you would hope that they would have had to have postponed it. But yeah, she wasn't willing to listen. And like I said before, Kirsten seemed to still be under the impression she had a chance. Like it really didn't matter.
Right.
And at least Jack seemed to know it was coming. I almost wondered and did kind of, like I said, think at the beginning that maybe that female judge was going to listen and maybe she just didn't have a choice. But I don't know. They didn't go into that, so it was hard to tell. But either way, yeah, he got nothing. He's found guilty and he is going to prison or going to their cages, whatever.
Right.
Fisk has control of the media and control of the narrative. So this season, the heroes have a lot to work against.
Yep.
Is it to represent the Supreme Court? I don't know. I've not really watched cases of the Supreme Court to know. I just thought it was weird they had more than one judge. But I just felt like I'm assuming the way that Matt and Karen are watching this, that some of this is going out live. So I just remember when I was watching this thinking, like, I wish she would have played it up a little bit more to the press, because it's like I said before, when they saw the people being arrested and they were taking video cameras, like people were not okay with this.
Right.
I mean, yes, he controls the press for the most part. And we know that happens. But I feel like, yeah, they need to turn public opinion is what I feel like a lot of what they should be, working on somewhat. I think it might help.
I agree. I just don't think Kirsten's on the same page yet, knowing all of this. Like you said, she still thinks she has hope and she thinks that there's going to be some kind of like fairness to this process, some kind of real justice and a like actual balance in the scale. And I think the fact that there's multiple judges, which is so odd and weird, it kind of like, in my opinion, like Fisk put those judges there.
Yeah.
Like it made me think like those are his appointed judges to make sure it goes this specific way. And you're right. I think she should have played it up more, but I don't think she knew to, because she was thinking, how do I normally perform in court? Not I need to go extra overboard. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's Matt's fault for not like kind of keeping in contact and letting her know like what's really going on.
Yeah. Unless that was why there were three. Because see, that's why I wish they would have. And again, I know there's not enough time on the show. There's only 8 episodes, but it's just that one judge did say something to her at the beginning that I couldn't even tell for sure. I don't even remember exactly what he said, or I couldn't tell or something. I can't remember, but it made me think like he was saying we have to do this, was kind of the opinion I got out of it. Like he knew where it was going to go, and maybe she wasn't all down with it, but she clearly did it. So it didn't
you have these 2 other judges flanking her on both sides.
Yeah.
It's a strategic move.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they're his men and she isn't. I don't know. But either way, she did the same thing and went against him. So
right.
So there's them celebrating that the case went the way they wanted. And then we have Vanessa. I don't remember why she's laying on the ground. Do you remember why she's laying on the ground?
No, but I found it interesting.
Take a bit of a rest.
Well, it felt like she was contemplating, like looking up, and just needed a moment, and it kind of made it look like she was looking at things from a different angle because she was laying down and looking up. So I thought that kind of played into the dream that she had in the earlier episode, that she's still kind of reflecting and thinking about, kind of on the fence on both sides of everything.
Yeah. Was it like really quick? Because I feel like I blinked and I missed it, because I don't even remember her laying on the ground other than I took a picture of it and I'm like, what was that for?
She wearing red or purple?
Red.
It looks red to me. Yeah, I would call that red.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the more I talk about it, we had said earlier how, is the red and blue potentially Daredevil versus Bullseye? I don't know. But I had talked about, could it be about the choice, the red versus blue choice? And it makes me think like she is wearing red all the time too. Like I know red is a power thing, but I don't know. Just the more I think about it, it does make me wonder if it's pointing to, like, is she going to do something against her husband for Daredevil, or do something that is like completely making a right turn and changing herself. I don't know. That's just, for whatever reason, I wonder if it's hinting at, and I could totally be looking to, putting too much into it, but I guess we'll find out in a couple episodes, or how many's left? There's 8. So I guess there's 5 left, but I don't know. It just makes me wonder. Scarlet dropped off. Well, she should be back in a minute. I know she has trouble with her iPad a lot of times. All right. So then we are at the party here, the dinner, not party, it's dinner. I guess it's I don't know if they threw it for the governor, I guess, just because, they're
hosting her.
Yeah, hosting her because they're who they are. But they have this dinner, and Vanessa is still kind of freaking out about everything, but she's she's talking to Sheila there for a second. I don't remember that conversation. I remember this conversation. This was the one that was important, was her talking to Heather. And I believe that Heather here was this where she asked if he could be dead, or was that in the last time she saw him? That might have been before.
No, I thought that was here.
Okay. Heather was at one point asking Vanessa if one of the vigilantes could have killed Matt, and she's like, and she clearly knows that hasn't happened. But she's befriending Heather. I feel like she's trying to make sure Heather stays on their side, make sure Heather doesn't have a crisis of conscience. She is putting her with Buck, which I found very strange. It did seem sort of like a hook up, like trying to get them together. No, it was very weird. But she started them together, yeah. So
she definitely tried to play matchmaker with them and put them there. And I definitely think she thinks she's doing like Heather a favor by matching them there. Like, I think she thinks, that's kind of what happened, right? Somebody matched her with Matt, and we'll see where that went. So I feel like she's trying to do the same thing, like match her with Buck and see kind of where that goes, to kind of keep them on, keep Heather on her side. But I did think that was weird that she was playing matchmaker. I was like, okay.
Especially when Heather's like, well, I mean, I guess it wasn't that long. It was probably a while ago she broke up with Matt, but like, she's worried about her ex-boyfriend maybe being dead. And you're like, hey, just have dinner with this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here, I got something for you to get over it with real quick. And I just thought it was weird.
It was. I do like, though, that when she, although I almost feel like this conversation, like, and she didn't say it, but it was almost this conversation where she's like, look, he's cute. Go sit with him,
Right. Right.
About saying that.
Like, go see what this might lead to for tonight. Kind of a thing.
But I like that she goes over and she says something like, either she thinks that you need company or that you need a therapist or something like that.
Right.
And then I feel like this scene was kind of like what I would call people watching. He's talking about, like being at the royal court, and that they got this seat where they're like seeing all the action of Fisk and his wife, and they're just kind of positioned to see everybody. But yeah, this felt very much like when people sit and try to imagine what people are really thinking or whatever. That's what it made me think of, but they weren't doing it in a silly way. So it didn't go there, but I don't know. That's what it made me think of. Like, you see that sometimes in shows, and where people are like, oh, this person is, been fired and blah, blah. I don't know. Just like making up shit. They didn't do that though. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I think of.
It was from this moment on in the scene, it was kind of strategic that Vanessa put them both there. Like, Buck can see everybody to kind of keep an eye out to protect them, but Heather also can watch them and watch everything that goes down for their interactions, for their own therapy sessions. So I did think it was kind of strategic putting them both there together, because they really do need to observe what's going on with Fisk and everything for 2 different completely reasons, but essentially both to protect him and help him. They don't even realize it, but that's strategically why they're sitting there.
Yeah, which I kind of wonder with in regards to Heather, could that backfire?
Right.
I didn't even realize you guys were switched. I didn't even realize that now.
No, it just switched and came back in.
Yeah, it switched back. It's
good. Okay before.
No, but I meant when you were gone, I didn't realize. I didn't think about it until now. I don't know. I worry too much about the overlay. Just ignore me. Okay. So yeah. So they're positioned there. They can watch everybody. And here comes the governor, who makes a toast to Fisk, but does it in a way that she is trying to think of the right wording. But he goes to do a toast, and she's like, jumps up before he can, like, just like kind of a power play to piss him off.
Right.
She didn't do anything, but it was enough for Fisk. Like, you don't do that to him. You don't speak out of turn. You don't. Yeah, he did not like that at all. I think she's just saying, I can do what I want a little bit. Yeah, telling him she's not scared of him almost, maybe. I see a little bit of that. But I like her. I do. Because she is kind of standing up to him a little bit.
Right.
I'm curious to see how that's going to go. All right. So then
Vanessa makes that weird comment to Fisk too, right? Like, as she leans into Fisk and says, the reason why she tests you is because she really fears you. And I think she tells him that to make sure Fisk doesn't like get overly mad and try to do something stupid against like to her, because she's now pissed him off. So Vanessa kind of like feeds into Fisk, like, you're right, she's definitely testing you, but it's because she fears you, not because she's trying to like come out against you.
Yeah.
That's how I took that comment. And I thought that was kind of important. Like, Vanessa's still playing both sides based on
that's more Vanessa manipulating, if that's why she said it.
Yes.
But I agree, maybe she was doing it to save herself, like she wants to get on his good side again, and she's like, hey, I'm saying I agree with him, now he won't kill me, type of thing. So
yeah, too.
it definitely could be that. All right, so here they are taking the weapons off the ship. I think we already went past the diaper part. This is where they're actually taking the weapons off, I think.
Yeah.
Some of the images look, it's hard to tell which it is if I don't remember the exact order. I lost where I was in the damn recap I had up. Hey, let me find it. Okay. This is weapons transfer. That people are done. They want to leave. And Pal's like, no, you can't. I don't have a thing here. Pal's like, no, you can't leave. And look, we saw the whole conversation in 2 episodes ago when Mr. Charles said about like the people, whoever was on the boat, they were going to kill. I mean, we already knew that was going to happen from what they said. That's why I had asked you guys in the watch party. I wasn't sure if these were Fisk's people or these were the ones that Mr. Charles put on that were expendable. I'm assuming the latter. Yes. I don't know that it matters, but we had been talking about that, and I'm assuming that they are his people, not Fisk's. But yeah, that's why they're saying you can't leave yet, because they have every intention, not just to kill him, but like if they need to kill him, they can do it at the right time. It's more kind of what it was. I don't think they ever intended to let them go.
Right.
Now here's the charity fight. Now, Scarlet, you said about the name of it. Can you read it? Hear what it says? It says Fisk versus Matterhorn Scrap. It's a Scrappin' Kitchen. I like yours better though, Bitchin' Kitchen. I like that better.
Bitchin' Kitchen.
I thought the poster said bitchin' in the kitchen.
Now you make me want to go to like Nano or something and make like a poster for this that says Bitchin' Kitchen, just because that's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah.
I wish they had said
that.
Anybody listening would probably like, we should have thought of that. No, that would have been cool. But yeah, not so much what they did. And I'm also like, now I'm like, what do they serve there?
Yeah.
I've really, my brain is really bad at this. It is though, because I'm looking at them on like a bigger monitor, and I happen to notice all the things. And I look at things that aren't important. Like I'm looking at now, like, look at this little doggy. Like how cute that is. That looks like the doggies they have at Cracker Barrel. Do you ever see them? They're like sleeping doggies, and they have like, I don't know if they're real animal fur, but they look like it. And they like breathe. They have like a battery in it that makes like their tummy go up and down.
Yes.
That's what that looks like. It's so cute. I've always wanted one of them. I'm like, those are so cute. I mean, I totally don't need one of them. I have way too many stuffed animals and shit like that. But when I see it, I'm always like, that's so cute. I kind of want that. And that's what that reminds me of. That's what that is. I think that is what that is. So yeah, sorry. I got sidetracked again. I get sidetracked. I totally have ADD or ADHD rather. When I'm doing these, I get lost. Okay. So then we have Kirsten here, who's getting drunk because her case did not go well. And she gets a message to go to her office. I don't know. I guess I was just, I don't know if I hadn't really thought about it or I was just stupid, but it didn't at the moment, like it took me a second to realize it was Matt. Did you, or at least I think the first time I watched it, I vaguely remember thinking like it didn't jump out to me, I guess, who it was right away. Especially because it looks like it's got lipstick on it, which is weird. I guess maybe that might be partially why I thought that. I don't know. Did you guys like assume right away it was him?
I did, only because they haven't spoken the entire 2 episodes. I'm like, they have to speak. Like, he has to tell her what's going on, especially after that whole trial. And then the fact that she's drinking and feels so miserable, and there was nothing she could really do to prevent it because the cards are stacked against her. So I had a feeling it was her. The only other person I thought it could be would be Karen. But I'm like, from the writing, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's going to be Daredevil or Matt as Daredevil, because she doesn't know that Matt is Daredevil yet. So I had a feeling that he was going to show up as Daredevil and not Matt here. So I was kind of glad that that's how it went and played out too.
Yeah, I don't know. Kimberly says I think it was Karen. I don't know. I mean, to me, it kind of looks like masculine writing, I guess, if I had to choose one or the other. But that definitely is lipstick on there. But that is probably her lipstick. I'm guessing she probably wiped her face.
Maybe. I have something funny to say, okay? Maybe put on one of Karen's wigs and put on some lipstick so he is in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been Karen leaving the note for her.
Yeah, I thought it was
Karen
Karen
bumped
too.
into her and dropped the note. That definitely might have been Karen, because I don't think that was him.
Yeah, because don't they? I was thinking though, doesn't the bartender like say it's from somebody that's in the room that isn't him? I was thinking he was like it's from that person, but maybe I'm misremembering.
That was the drink that got sent over to her. She said it was from some guy.
There was a gentleman in the back that was buying her a drink.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I assumed whoever the drink was from, that's how the message got there because it was under the glass, but maybe not.
Yeah, and I agree with Kimberly. When they cut to the door, it looks like it's a female leaving. So I thought it was Karen leaving in the letter, but I thought the letter was definitely from Daredevil.
Well, he's probably in her office waiting. Okay,
right.
I missed that thing there, but anyway, yeah, for the drink. That was the drink. I assumed that was how the napkin got there, though, was because of the drink, was my point. Like, I figured they stuck it under the drink and then, yeah, I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's him that's coming.
Or they just ran into her and just dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and rewatch it closer. I don't remember. It's really neither here nor there. The point is Daredevil comes to see her. And she says she doesn't want to join the resistance, but he's like, you're already kind of in the middle of everything. Like you're already in danger in this. Right. But this is where he asks what she saw. And she says, well, I didn't see anything. And he's like, I can work with that, which I really like this part. But I do have to say, I was a little confused because, okay, so I'm guessing that what it is supposed to be, to me, makes the most sense, is that with her description of what she heard, he was able to get there. But I kind of thought maybe it was just that what she heard was how he broke in, because I kind of questioned that the guy gave him the key card but didn't tell him where to go.
Oh, yes, good point.
So I'm wondering if it was just like from her going from when she got there to the prison cells was more, or not prison cells, but to where she saw what's his face, swordsman.
Yeah. It might be because they do show things close up, like drops stripping into a puddle and like a little trail of where she went, like different sound effects and stuff she could have heard.
Right.
So I took it that it was maybe more like how he knew where to break in at, because I don't think that guy would hand him a key card and be like, it's in some random building you're never going to find. Like it just didn't. But I did like the way they did it and how he's like, well, I can work with that because he's, doesn't see anyway. So all he needs to know is what he heard. And I really liked the way they did it. And I liked the way they filmed it. But it is a little far-fetched though, because most people cannot recall like what they heard, even if they're blindfolded. Like they would have had to have purposely listened to it, or be somebody like Sherlock who's paying attention to it all, or something. But I liked it. I still like the way I like the idea that he figured it out from what she heard because he's blind. And I like the way they filmed the scene of showing him getting there as she went through the place. So I really like it. I always wonder, do they digitally cover his eyes or is it got a screen in front of it? I'm just curious, because if it's got a screen, it would be hard to see. But it could be how people at an amusement park, whatever, they have the heads and they can sort of see through it. But I would think for him to be able to act,
it might have mesh or something.
It could, but I don't, and that's stupid that I wonder, but I just always wonder, is it mesh or is there nothing there and they're digitally adding it the whole time? They could be.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't see. They can put anything there.
Yeah, because he doesn't need to see. So
yeah, I don't know. I sometimes wonder weird things that have no purpose or don't matter at all. But I'm just okay. So he makes his way back to the cages. There's the bodega guy. He lets out Swordsman there, Jack, because he does say to Karen later, it isn't just vigilantes. They're arresting all kinds of people and shoving them in those cages, which is why he couldn't leave them.
Including teachers. It said teachers.
Yes, teachers. They went out to teachers.
Yeah. I think it was saying who was that woman was kind of the way that was used, though, in my opinion. They were saying this is just some woman who didn't do anything was sort of what that was implying in that news thing or whatever. So yeah, I love this because it's not only a fight scene. I love that they got swordsmen involved. I love that he's using the not crow. I don't know what you want to call it. Rebar pipe. The
rebar.
Rebar.
Okay. That he's using it kind of like a sword there for a little bit, he's swinging it around and using it to whack them. I love that. I thought that was great. But I like that they got him involved, or that Daredevil let him be involved in it to help them escape. The only issue I had with this scene, and it was still exciting and I can kind of forgive it, but it was a little irritating to me, is it was cool that he put the steam down so they can't see, right? Or I guess it wasn't steam, whatever it was, smoke, so they couldn't see. But they're shooting guns and he's duck. And I don't care if they can see or not. If they're just going like this with a gun, somebody's going to get hit, but somehow they all avoided getting shot when they did that.
Yeah, and there was no ricochet of bullets either.
Yeah, exactly.
That was going to bounce off and ricochet and definitely hit somebody, and it didn't either. Yeah. I thought it was a little unbelievable.
Yeah, that was.
Welcome to television, everyone. Television is real. Television isn't real.
I know that, and I did like that he was able to do that because he doesn't need to see. So I appreciate the sentiment, but it didn't make tons of sense. But again, Marvel show. As I always say when me and Karen and AJ are talking, if they're complaining, I'm I do not watch a Marvel show for their detailed stories that make tons of sense, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's definitely it's not style over substance is what that is.
Yes. Style over substance. That's Scarlet. That's a good way to put it. Which isn't bad. That's what I said. I mean, that's what you watch a Marvel show for. I don't expect a deep thing, which is okay. That's not what I'm watching for. Not everything has to be that. That's why I was so surprised. I'm finding symbolism in this show. This is not a show I expected to find that in at all.
Well, but you can have psychological and metaphorical stuff. You're just talking about the scientific facts of it all.
Yeah, no, I just didn't expect it in a show like this. But it is interesting when you start breaking down these shows like we do, because we pay attention to all the teeny tiny details of things that so many shows, when you watch a show, I'm thinking of I don't know, right now I'm thinking of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it works with anything that you don't know what's going to happen. And then you see something happen and you're oh, they totally telegraphed that from the beginning. And you didn't realize what it meant, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
I love that. And it's since we've been breaking stuff down and deep diving stuff, I've noticed how much more most shows do that. But the casual viewer doesn't pay attention to those things and doesn't notice them, which is sometimes I think what makes the reveals better, which is a lot of times why I feel sometimes I don't fall for something, or I pick up on it where maybe somebody wouldn't, because we're looking for it, yeah. So that, anyway, I just wanted to say that. So Karen comes out, she's trying, worried about Matt. She knows somebody's there. She points the gun. It is, I have forgotten her name. Angela. Angela has come to help, and she's like, I know you're Karen. Like, she knows she's, the good guy. And she's, Karen, rightly so, is kind of like got this look like, what the hell are you doing? You're going to get hurt type. Like, that's where it was going, I think. And then she's like, no, look what I got. Like, look what I did. And it's totally because she has the charm on.
Yeah, the amulet.
Yeah, the amulet. But she's got weapons and walkie-talkies and everything. And it enables Karen to be able to talk to Matt, and he's like, I can't leave him here. There's all these people here. So the bad people are coming after them, and they've got like the armored vehicles here and going after them as they escape. That one of them does say to one of the other guys, shoot the prisoners or whatever.
Right.
And again, he's like, duck, and nobody gets hurt. But that's what happens. And then Karen drives one of the armored trucks around, or Karen's with Angela, but she drives the armored truck around, and it ends up that because she gets out, that Jack's going to drive it. She's like, can you drive this? He's like, I'll try. This is one of those things. It's like, you better figure it out.
Right.
But yeah, he gets in and he drives it as they get in the back. And this part, the fact that like they were able to not get hit by the stray bullets because of the armored truck in front of them, that I bought a little better than them just ducking all the time.
Oh, I agree.
And then you see that they can't go after them because the tires are slashed, and it's actually Angela that slashed it with Hector's knife. Although I have to say, those tires, like if you look here, wait, where's the picture there? Those tires are like huge. I could be wrong, but I really don't think that girl could cut through a tire like that. I would think that it would be really like not that easy to slash. Wouldn't it be a tire that size? Again, I'm pulling too much into it, but
it also, look what it looks like though, Jamie.
Looks like tiger claws. I know, that was great. I do like that. It does look like claws. Either way, again, it's Marvel, but it stops them from going after them, and now everybody's going to be safe. And Pal's like, calling Fisk, oh no, they're getting away. And he basically doesn't really care. He's kind of like, okay, backup plan. Whoops. He's like, backup plan, blow up the ship. So yeah, now they're just going to kill everybody on the ship and blame Daredevil is kind of the gist of that, the point.
Right.
There goes the ship. It goes kaboom. And they're like, oh no, So all the prisoners are dead, or not the prisoners, the people on the ship were dead, but we knew they were going to be anyway. So that's not really a surprise. They got the weapons off first, of course, because otherwise, it'd be too easy. But yeah, they blew up the Northern Star. So yeah, that is the episode.
Got rid of all the evidence, blew it up.
Yeah, you're right. The evidence is going to be gone, and they're going to be blaming Daredevil again, which that's the other thing that kind of irritates me sometimes, is like, people in this show have no memory. Like, Fisk had done so many bad things and was outed as Kingpin before. And like, somehow people forget this, and they are like, oh, Daredevil is a terrorist. Like, they're just believing this shit. And I never understand. Like, I want to be like, why are you like listening to Fisk when you know what he did? Right. So there's that. There's kind of that level of, I have a hard time believing some of it, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's still good. I'm still enjoying it. I did really like this episode. I liked it a lot better than the first one. The first one was slow. Yeah, this one.
I don't know if you guys mentioned it before because I came in a little late, but I almost forgot in the first episode. That's where Fisk makes Matt a hero, right? And sends like everybody after looking at Matt. So now that he made him a hero, and now that he's going to blame him for everything that happened, does Fisk not think like his identity is going to come out? Like, I know what it is in the comic books, but I was just curious. I'm like, so they're going to play it like he has no clue who he is.
Well, I mean, he's blaming it on Daredevil, not on Matt. I didn't know if his identity ever comes out, so I don't know because I haven't read the comics. But
Okay.
I would assume that he's obviously assuming it's not going to. But yeah, that would kind of screw it up because then they're going to be like, you're calling him a hero, but you're calling him a terrorist. Like, which is it? It would not compute. But then again,
Right.
all the other shit he spouts, so who knows? But I think, as I said earlier when you weren't here, I think that was really smart because they even comment, they have the people that are against the vigilantes looking for him, and now they have the people that maybe aren't, but they're looking to help Matt. So it's kind of like he's got everybody looking for him one way or another, which I think was really smart. I do think Fisk in that moment was really smart deciding to do that.
Oh, I agree. It was definitely brilliant. I just thought it was, like in the first season when we see Matt kind of defending Hector as, and he outs him as the White Tiger, and Hector wasn't really waiting for that. He wasn't expecting that, and that's not what they wanted to do, but he used that against, to help him in his defense. So I'm like, so if everybody's going to blame him on Daredevil, is he going to come out and be like, Matt is Daredevil, and like kind of shout that out and kind of make that kind of connection to Fisk?
Yeah, I would have to wonder though, wouldn't people question he saved your life and now you're saying he's trying to kill you? But like I said, they seem to have forgotten of all the bad stuff he did. So I don't know whether they would still believe him or not. It's hard to tell. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like from what you're saying, maybe people find out his identity. I didn't know anybody ever did, or if they do, because I know nothing about that. I assume that he's always going to be masked, but maybe I'm completely wrong thinking that. It sounds like I could be. I don't know. But I do like that this season, as much as I'm kind of annoyed by some of the political stuff and some of the Fisk stuff, I like that there isn't as much of the lawyer stuff in this one. Like, it's more about Daredevil and less about Matt's lawyer business.
Yes.
Which I kind of did. I didn't dislike it. Again, it's not that I disliked it. It's just I wanted it to be a different kind of show. And I feel like this is more Daredevil. That's more Matt. I like this part better. It's more exciting. As I said, when I watch this Marvel show in general, I think as a lot of people do, you expect like a superhero show. That's what I'm there for. I'm not there for a real show. And it made it unique and it made it interesting. But sometimes to me, that part wasn't as interesting. Now, I liked all the relationship stuff they had. Like what I really liked about it in the beginning, and I know Scarlet hasn't seen any of it, but I really liked like the stuff between Karen and Foggy and Matt. Like that stuff to me was the good part. But they can't just maintain that either. I mean, they have to bring in Daredevil. It is called Daredevil. It's not called Matt. So
right.
So yeah, I don't know. That's just my
there definitely is a shift between season 1 and season 2. Especially because at the end of season 1 is where you really see him, being excuse me, being reborn. So I do like that shift that it kind of came out of like the courtroom and showing so much of Matt and his business, and now he's like really focused in on being Daredevil.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not sure. I hate to disconnect because if Scarlet won't be able to get back in if we wrap it. So hopefully she'll be. Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Let her back.
There
we
she is.
go.
Yay.
But yeah, I don't know. Do either of you though have any thoughts about in general or about the end now that we have reached the end of the 2 episodes? What do we think's coming? Do you guys have, that's the other thing. Do you guys have like ideas, like theories? What do you think is going to happen outside of what we talked about already tonight?
I'm not really sure how to see where this is going, especially knowing what the comic books have coming. So we'll see where this is playing out. I don't want to really say too much because I think it's pretty much going with it. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't really.
I want to see some white tiger, little white tiger action, little white kitten action.
Little white. I love it.
Yeah, that's what Karen said earlier. We were making up names. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't know. Like I said, I just would kind of almost like to see Fisk's storyline be put to bed. I don't think it's going to happen. I would like Jessica Jones to hurry up, but I think that's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Not sure, but I think it's going to be a while. This season is only 8 episodes, though, so it's not a super long season. I wish these Marvel shows had longer seasons. I really do. I don't know that this one necessarily needs it. I don't know, because we haven't gotten far enough to know if it did.
Right.
But they do tend to be short. Which, by the way, that's just reminding me. People probably already know this, but Wonder Man was renewed as well. So both of them are coming back.
Nice.
So that's cool. Yeah. So lots of Marvel stuff with TV series for a while, because we have the Jessica Jones series coming at some point.
Right. I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah, it's surprising they're bringing him back. That's why I still hold out hope that somehow they'll find a way to bring S.H.I.E.L.D. back or do something.
Nice.
I could even just do like the secret, what's it called? The secret, not secret invasion. I want to call it secret invasion. That's not the right thing.
Oh, now that you just said that, now I don't know how to say the right way. Hold on.
The secret that they were getting together a group of all the Inhumans I can't think of the film. You know what I'm talking about, and I'm
do, and now I can't say the right name.
There was a cartoon apparently on Disney Plus, which I didn't know, and I need to watch, that has Daisy in it. That's got some of that. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I could even see that, although that might not be. I don't know. It's whatever it is. It's got to have Coulson if it comes back. Like even if he's an LMD, that's like okay, but it has to have Mark Gregg in it. Sorry, that's the important part.
Yes,
yeah. I can hope. I know they might have to figure out how the hell to take care of what's canon, but it's time to figure it out. Just like ignore the last season or something, and it'll be good. But that's, I guess, unless you guys have anything else to add, I guess that's it for Daredevil.
And
we'll have a single episode after Daredevil. Yeah, he's got like a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
The whole movie's coming out. I can't wait for that either. That's gonna be good. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. I gotta watch the original or the series first. I shared my prediction and watch party when Jessica will join. Yeah, he said about episode 6. I definitely think it's going to be towards the end of the season. But yeah, I never watched the Punisher series. I watched the Punisher movies like from way back when the original. That was with somebody else. That wasn't.
Oh, the new series is really good. If you like Daredevil, you should definitely watch the new Punisher.
But yeah, watching that movie, I think it's like watching the Daredevil movie that was out before. Like it's not anything.
Like the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. The Punisher, though, is even more violent than this. I don't know how that's going, but I'm still liking the stuff. I think I'll probably still like it, so I'll try it. But I got to finish Luke Cage and everything first before I'm going in order. I just need hours to do it.
Yes, you do need hours. But yeah, definitely finish Luke Cage for the Jessica Jones to come out. And then if you can, definitely watch the Punisher. They were really good.
Yeah, Defenders too, and Iron Fist.
All those amazing.
I got to take time to do it. I just resisted for so long, and it's funny because I just did not want to watch them, and I was like, no, and that's why we laughed. Karen said the one day when we were talking, she's like, I'll probably later watch S.H.I.E.L.D. and be like, I should have watched it before, and that's kind of how I was. Like they tried to talk me to watching things, and I don't do it, and then I'm like, I start watching it, I'm like, why the hell didn't I watch this years ago?
Right.
Would have had time. I wish I had listened about S.H.I.E.L.D. I remember when AJ watched it and I didn't. I remember watching the pilot, I think, though, because when I watched it again, and I don't even know what possessed me that day to decide I was watching S.H.I.E.L.D., but I was watching S.H.I.E.L.D. And that was when I started it, and then I fell in love with it right away. But the pilot was very familiar. Like I feel like I had watched it when it was first on, and I just didn't connect with it.
And
I know Karen couldn't get into it, and she likes Marvel, but I think a lot of people, it took a while to get into, I was have been listening to people talking, and I guess until the Hydra stuff and that started, some people didn't like the beginning. It was a little slower, but so I would keep telling her, you gotta give it a little bit of time. But I don't know. As I've always said to people, I was not a Marvel fan. I did not like Marvel for the longest time. It's just I liked even really, to be honest, sci-fi stuff I more liked, I think, as I got older. But I never really liked Marvel. I would go, and I know everybody's heard this story before, but I would go see Avengers movies and stuff for Father's Day and my dad's birthday. That's what we did. I took him to see Avengers. I didn't like it. And then after, I'm like, I've seen these movies. Like, I mean, I didn't enjoy it. Like, it was a good movie, but like,
Right.
I was kind of like, I didn't know a lot of what stuff meant. And it was just kind of like a movie. Like, I didn't care. And yeah, I don't know. Then after I started watching the movies and started liking them, and I'm like, why did I not enjoy these? Like, what was wrong with me? And I first got into it because of Doctor Strange. Honestly, I saw Doctor Strange and it was so different from the other ones. I really liked it. And then I started liking like the more comedic ones, like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I don't know, then just the more I watched it, I started liking all of them. But I still was kind of like a casual fan. And then I don't know, then I saw S.H.I.E.L.D. and got obsessed with it. So, you know, it's what it is. I honestly don't even know what it was. Just, I don't know if it's the tone or the time that I happened to watch it, but yeah, I really consumed that fast. I watched, I'm trying to think.
You blew through the Shields.
Maybe a month. It wasn't very long. I mean, I watched it like really quick. It was maybe a month or two. I mean, it was super quick. I was watching it every night and then I rewatched it again. So yeah, I know when we were talking to Axel, I'm like, I just got into it recently. He's like, well, have you seen it all? I'm like, yeah, I've already seen it all twice.
Right.
It's only been like 5 or 6 months or something like that since I first saw it, but yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I like it now. I'm into Marvel.
Good.
Doing it, rewatching some of it. All right. Well, I think we did pretty good time wise, especially doing
for 2 episodes.
But yeah, unless you guys have anything to add, I think that is about it. But please, guys, make sure you come back Tuesday at 8 Eastern for our interview with James Paxton for S.H.I.E.L.D. And then Tuesday at 10, of course, we have Fandom Access, where we have Monarch and we already finished Paradise now. I guess there isn't no
more Paradise. So sad.
Yeah, I know. No more Paradise. But Monarch and we do review Daredevil on Tuesdays still, just like a quick thing. And then we have For All Mankind too. Well, they have For All Mankind. I'm not doing the For All Mankind part. But what do you guys have coming up? I know you guys have stuff. Do you want
to? Felicia and I on Scene Invaders are still coming out with our Invincible videos. And on April 8th starts the Testaments. And I know we're going to be covering those as well, the Testament series. And yeah, that's about it that I have coming up. What about you, Scarlet?
Scarlet is muted.
Oh.
I know she's still there unless she's having computer issues or iPad issues again. I don't know.
She has crappy connection where she's at.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's still doing the Frumley recaps with the Frumley. Wow, she's doing From recaps with Julie B deep dives.
Yeah, and she just disconnected. Crap, we should have ended before because that's what I said. If we wrap and she's not in here, she can't get back in.
I know.
So we'll ramble on for a couple seconds here and see if she comes back. But yeah, we have, like I said, we have the S.H.I.E.L.D. interview Tuesday and our show Tuesday. And then, of course, we come back for this again Thursday at 11. And make sure, if you guys haven't, please subscribe, or not subscribe, but go to our Discord. The link is still pinned in the chat. We have watch parties, and we're going to be doing the episodes that MGM recommended yet for season 3 of From. We haven't done that. We will be starting, obviously, our From live stream soon. There's Scarlet. Bring her back in. We'll be doing 2 different From shows, actually, on SciFi Vision. One will be the deep dive that I do with Scarlet, and the other one will be the more of the review show she disconnected again. It must not be working. She must be having problems. But the review show with Karen and AJ. So we will have that. And like I said before, there will be From interviews coming pretty soon. You can still watch all of course, our interviews from last season and stuff on our video tab or our previous lives if you've missed any of them. So yeah, just always check that out. And please also go to scifivision.com for all of our interviews. The hunting party just went up. I just put up today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was with Melissa Roxburgh and Josh Dallas. I definitely
can't wait to see that.
Yeah, he's a guest star in last night's, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
episode. I was trying to think though. I feel like there's something coming up that I'm missing. I was trying to see what it was, but I don't offhand remember what it was. I feel like there's something. Yeah, other than from stuff, I guess that's the only things I've marked down. But yeah, that stuff will be coming soon, and I will hopefully have some from videos, like theory videos and things like that coming once I get them finished and get a little bit of time to work on it. I'm hoping to get some of that this weekend. If I
Nice.
have a little bit more time. It's kind of hard because it's Easter weekend.
Right.
But I'm working on it. But also, that being said, guys, have a good Easter weekend as well if you
Yes.
celebrate it. And yeah, I guess we will see you for the Daredevil again next Thursday. And I will see you guys hopefully before that Tuesday. And yeah, I guess that's it. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like the video, hype it if you can, and subscribe to SciFi Vision. It is always appreciated. Yeah.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night and thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.